wink, wink.
Does everyone know this person?
No, I have no idea who
just
this is. I have no
Jilly.
idea.
Jilly kinda I told her about him.
I'm also in that Discord, so I got to see
Oh.
him, his stuff, and I got
Ooh.
introduced
Yeah.
to the other friend, Fleur's other best friend.
Yeah, my other best friend who is great and loves
Conan
Jilly
best
too.
friend.
My Conan best friend.
And she wasn't a fan of this dude either. I'll say that. She didn't
Yeah.
have good vibes about him. I'm like, all your friends know. All your friends know.
Yeah, she changed her status because we were talking because she's like my age too. She changed her status to this is the well pony up buttercup stage of life. It's not for the weak. Essentially, like, don't waste my fucking time.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
she's great.
Adulting 101.
Don't waste your time.
Things that a lot of dudes don't get.
Don't waste a woman's time.
Yeah.
How to adult as a male, period.
You know what? That's facts. You were spitting some facts right now. Can you write a self-help book for the men?
Probably not. I'm not qualified.
We all know that they won't read it. Never mind.
Right. I can write a self-help podcast that 3 people listen to, or a Netflix show that people think is fake. They'll watch
I
it
feel like
as
you're
irony.
referencing a specific Netflix show, and I want to know which.
Oh no, I just like that Black Mirror episode that was like the AI generated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll be like, this can't be
that's
real.
Such a good episode. With Annie Murphy, love her. Yeah. Okay.
Good
I
stuff.
love Annie Murphy. Yeah.
I love her to death.
She's so
just
funny.
incredible.
All right, team. Well, let's jump into this episode of Kyrios, and I actually need to update because we're on episode 14.
Oh,
Hard to
perfect.
believe.
I didn't have to ask this
We're on
time.
14?
14, yeah.
I gotta fix this shit.
I just had
Why
to
do
say that.
I feel like I keep missing episodes or something.
Well, you did miss an
Yeah, you
episode.
missed-
I know I
two
missed
weeks
an
ago.
episode, but
You
like
missed.
every time I stream, I have the wrong number in my title. Every time.
The only way I know what it is, and I never update my stream title before I start it, which is just laziness on my part, I guess, is because I keep session notes by what session it is.
That's a good idea. Did you say 14 or 13?
14, 1 4.
14.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I messaged Apollo this, but I woke up with a little bit of a sore throat today that just keeps kind of growing, so I'm gonna try not to talk a lot. So
Ooh.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
guess
starting
Zolwyn
today.
won't try to bring Anna on to a duet bard feature this go round.
next time.
I forgot
Anna
my
does know how to
water,
play.
so
Anna does
I'm
know how
gonna
to
take,
play
like,
an
2
instrument,
minutes.
so next time.
Cool. We'll
I
recap.
do have
Well,
call and response.
totally reasonable. Cool. Let's recap for Fleur's sake, especially since Faline was involved in some of these things, and then we'll jump right into the next session, or this session, I guess, and change the music. So last time, the party spent a little bit more time detailing the downtime activities in the final days prior to the ships being ready. Tinker received a message from Viz letting her know that Vix had gone missing one night as they had stopped on an island to rest. And in the middle of the night, she was just gone, or when they woke up, or when he woke up, she was gone. But what was left was like a black ichorous substance where she had slept. The party, then when they found out about it, started thinking back that maybe it was akin to the blood of the beings or the monsters that you guys had fought on the beach. But didn't have enough detail to really determine what it was. Didn't get a lot in these sendings that were coming back and forth. There were only 2 messages, Viz trying to determine what to do next, whether it was try and chase her down, find out more details, or try and find his way back to Farangol, though, as you guys know, it's not an island easily found, though Tide was provided a meridian compass, which basically points back to the island. Anyway, as the ship was ready, Kira came to find the party and met with you all and Augustus to do some preparations, gather all the things that were needed, some staffing, some food and the sort. Along the way, as she was kind of taking you guys there, she stopped you guys and candidly asked and confided in you that due to the storms and the mist, that along with some other occurrences that she had mentioned earlier, that their way of life was in peril, and asked you to be a source of aid for them to help kind of bring the island back to life, almost. Bringing supplies, any goods you might find, anything of value that could help them reignite the Ferengullian way of life. The party agreed. Tide, as captain, appointed a Ferengullian to help disperse all the things. Now I'm saying Ferengullian, and it definitely sounds like Ferngully.
I told you, it sounds like Fern
Very
Gully.
It does.
much so.
I
Very.
told you I was calling
didn't
it
pick
Fern
it up
Gully
until
from day
just
one.
now.
Yeah,
but yes.
I've been doing it
hearing
from
it,
day
yeah,
one.
hearing it this way, I'm like, I can't unhear it now. Anyway,
Now you have my
did.
curse.
Yes, I as a DM have picked up Silwyn's curse specifically. Anyway, so the twins asked something similar of Tinka and Leon, that they would, if they came across like magical items or anything that may help them in their study of the arcane, bring that back. Not necessarily to like have her own, but at least to study. Then as you guys reached the ship, Tide had come up with a name. It's called the Dream Diver. I shared with you all, but I'll do it again. Here is the picture of the Dream Diver.
Oh shit. Right.
It's painted with this almost this gray kind of color. It's a darkened paint, which is the infusion of the galvanium basically runs the entire length of the ship into the paint, which makes the ship a good conductor of arcane things and repellent of lightning. The team went about the staffing and preparations work. You guys specifically determining what positions are needed. You were all given your specific roles. That is all on the ship details page, which I shared with you in the whatever chat it was, game info, I think. So if you want to check it out, you can. The pictures there, also ship details now a little bit are there. We'll kind of build this out a little bit more as we go, as far as like further stats as we build the ship out some more. We want to start running encounters, that kind of stuff. We'll have more details as we figure that stuff out. You guys met a unique family of what do we want to call them? Navigator and his troop. Otter folk. Yeah, they were not like the other folks you had seen, the other beast folks you had seen, but the otter folk, Kai and Kay, as I'm gonna start calling her, Kaylani, and then Kitsuna, or little Kit, who is their baby child. You don't actually know how old he is. Seems to be somewhere between toddler and like 6. TBD. Who's young, but was accompanying his parents on this journey. Kai is the navigator. Kay is the ship's surgeon. And they're going to be joining you for this next leg of the journey, along with a couple other folks. Vane, who I'm actually just going to have him be like a deckhand, since Valine is taking over the master gunner role, which is actually going to be good because you'll need a deckhand. And then Augustus, who I think I described as a turtle. I was wrong. He's actually a GIF, so a hippo person. And so he's on this map page with the guys above deck standing next to Himothy. So you got a little bit of everything on here, and then Pick, who is the lookout. Let's see. There was some trading that happened prior to departing, as well as some gifted items or provided items. You get the Meridian Compass, an Impossible Bottle, the equivalent of a bag of holding, but a little bit better. Things that would help you on your journey. And then the crew set off into the storm, or nearly into the storm, into the mist. However, before departing, you saw a familiar lilac-skinned, elvish kind of figured woman who asked if you guys were prepared, and with a nod, sent you on your way before, again, kind of dissipating. Once on board, the entire crew kind of set into their work. This is a skeleton crew. There are not really enough people to man this comfortably without having someone do a job all the time. That's something Tide was aware of. We did have a couple folks from the island join you, with the idea that between everybody on board, folks with familiarity in the roles, folks who are able to kind of like lend a hand when need be, everyone be able to get a long rest in at some point in the day, though there will need to be basically shifts to get through this voyage. You typically would see a ship like this have about 20 or so folks who are manning it comfortably. In this case, you're running at about half that, a little over half that. But yeah, you set off into the storm and then heading towards the mist on the horizon. You haven't actually entered the mist yet, before a storm kind of came upon you, and then from the island behind, you saw the dissipation of the storm, and were able to kind of surmise that there was the discharge of that energy from the twins. And then on board, Leon had revealed to the group that he had thought that in his downtime he had learned the curse for spell breaking, or the spell for curse breaking. I need to say that the right way. But thought it was a little bit beyond his reach. But Silwyn, being very convincing, convinced him to try. So the two of them, accompanied by Faline, went below deck, and as Leon prepared, he reached deep in his mind. It was great. And learned there are really three ways that curses exist. One being on the item itself, one being that it's attached to the person, so like the concept of attunement, and then one that can be on the person, so the item, the person, and then the connection between the two. And he was able to successfully the first time he cast it, break the bond between the two. He broke whatever it was that had attuned to Silwyn. And then he decided to try again to break the curse that was on her. However, with a not so successful roll, the magic rebounded and sent a radiant energy wave blasting through the deck, knocking everybody back. And I think that everybody took damage except Faline, who was dexterous enough to kind of duck out of the way. And in your quick thinking as well, put the book out, which had caught on fire. Leon's book.
Okay.
With
Leon's book. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Leon's book.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
need that.
Faline
Both
was
of them,
really the
actually.
useful one.
Yeah, Faline was the most effective in the last game. And then
Nice.
the blast though had like put a crack somewhere in the hull, and so Augustus and Himothy came running down. They did a cursory look. They did see the crack and were able to repair it. It was mostly superficial, thankfully, but had the curse gone wrong, even more wrong, it was possible that it could have blown up the ship. And that's kind of where we pick back up. You guys are sailing off on this first day, a couple of hours into the journey, heading into the mist, and you don't really know exactly where you're going, just kind of into the mist, and have to do a little bit of searching. Kai is your navigator, thinking he can get at least some kind of bearing, and here we are now with the fallout or whatever from this explosion below deck. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, I'm trying to remember what I was doing last time. I was in the middle of something, and we ran out of time. What was I coming over here to ask for? Fuck. Still being an
Forgiveness.
ADHD person and standing in the kitchen and asking yourself why. I'm gonna go figure out food, and I'm just gonna go down. Miss Loma's just gonna go below deck and try to work on making food for the day and learning her skill.
Oh, cool.
That's what I'm doing now at this
With
point.
with Simon.
Yes, with Simon. Simon and I are gonna be little chefers.
Slowly. Yeah, you pass Kit playing with his mother when you go down there. He's just kind of hanging on her as she's writing something on a piece of paper on the desk, hanging down her
hands
sleeves.
him a little bread roll of one of her special bread rolls that she steals when she passes by.
She steals from her own supply now.
Her own supply now, yeah. So it was a stolen one from the inn earlier. But
Oh,
she gave
okay.
it to him.
He takes it and looks at it and looks back up and he goes, "What is this?"
Heaven. She just nods at him like, "You'll learn, son. You'll learn. You'll learn."
He sniffs it and looks back up. "Can I eat it?"
Yes.
He takes a little nibble.
Sylvan watches to see if he likes it. She wants to see his facial reaction.
I rolled a 2. He spits it out. Spits it out, throws it on the floor. This is disgusting. And then bounds off down the hall towards the ladder. The bread's just laying on the floor.
Drops. She gathers up the bread. Rude children these days. Fucking no respect.
He's an otter.
Continues back. Yeah, exactly. No respect from the young youth these days.
from the
Wanders all
youths.
the way down. From the youths. Wanders down to go help Simon with food.
Perfect. Yeah, I think last time we had determined you guys had caught some fish, or Simon had caught some fish with Tinka.
Yeah, we had made the stew
so
and everyone
yeah.
loved it. It was a big success.
Big success. Yeah, and he would probably, like, in that little exchange be like, "Do you have any more of that?" He likes the fish.
Oh, of the fish? More of the. You mean this? If I gave him some of the fish stew, he would like that.
Probably.
Do you have a little bowl that I can use for him? Do we have any leftovers?
You asking Simon?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not so much like leftovers. You don't really make like preparation for a whole day, because after like a couple hours of things sitting out, it would have bacteria
I
and
figured
stuff
it
in
was
it.
sort of a peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot 9 days old kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a great way to catch something. About 2 hours is about all you get without catching stuff. Especially with fish. He would probably like I mean, what time would you say you guys made stew? It's like lunch maybe, and you've been sailing for a couple hours. I mean, it's probably like middle of the day now.
Time to start working on dinner, okay? It's a long production with your burning stove.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. You probably wouldn't have anything like left over from the earlier thing, but could say like we could go catch some more fish, and would offer to go see about working the traps with Tinka again.
Can Tinka help? Yes, can we do that? Let's catch more fish. Let's be on it.
Yeah. And he would gladly put the knives down he was working with and head up the top deck.
Gonna keep Tinka's traps real busy this whole fucking voyage.
I mean, you guys do have other food,
That's
right?
the goal.
Yeah. The
MVP.
traps though are like super helpful for not having to go through the rationed food, that's for certain. Bridget, I don't remember what we decided for how the traps
Last
were
time
gonna work.
we just
rolled a 20
we
with
rolled
a
2 20s. Over a
one for each
10 was
trap.
a success.
Yeah,
and then I
and
think
then
we did a d6 per trap.
Let's do it again then. Over 10 success, and then D6.
Okay, well, trap is broken. It's gonna need some fixing.
Yeah, that first trap, you put it in the water, and it just kind of like, you hear something snap, and like very quickly you pull it up, and it's like you feel like you can recover it, but like it probably isn't gonna be. You're gonna have to tinker with it for probably 24 hours.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So, do you want Simon to roll the other one, or do you want me to roll the second one?
I'll roll it, but I'm just gonna roll it on a regular die. You rolled a 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't catch anything.
Okay. No fish.
No fish. Gonna have to come up with another alternative.
Tinka immediately starts working on the broken.
Okay.
A fishing line? Do we have fishing poles?
I think the traps were the
It.
yeah, kind of the one big thing.
Plans a bust. Tinka, how long do you think it'll take you to get that trap up and running?
Yeah, probably like a day. We can try the other one again in a few hours.
Okay. Yeah. sounds great. Thanks, Tinka. Those traps are amazing.
Yeah, normally.
Sylvan feels really weird because she doesn't feel like the fucking call of the book anymore, but like psychologically, she feels like something is empty and missing in her brain. So she's just in a weird place right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tinka. Sylvan tries to hug Tinka.
No.
Oh, I guess we don't have that kind of relationship yet. I'll just.
We absolutely don't.
I thought we were vibing on the traps. It was my bad.
Yeah, you've definitely misread the scenario.
I thought that you were proud and what I'm just gonna, someone backs away slowly. I would like for her to fall down these stairs. She backs away slowly, doesn't notice the
Wow.
stairs, falls down the stairs.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
If you want to do that, I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You trip.
I do.
fall.
Ow, fuck. Ah, shit. That was really, I'm just, someone crawls below deck. In embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, you...
For good measure, Tinka cast a little fart cloud with.
I'm gonna do a perception for Simon. He doesn't notice that you do that. Just suddenly smells something. And then he looks up, he's like, I thought the traps didn't work.
I think that was her.
Oh, okay. Oh. She's never done that in the kitchen. That's strange.
That's probably for the
Oh.
best. That's our.
Crop dusting the fucking meals.
Yeah, he'll hand you back the trap and say, maybe we can try again as we get closer to dinner. Maybe we can, in the
Yeah, we'll
meantime,
try
figure
again.
something else, and then head back below deck.
Yeah, Tinka's just gonna go work on the.
Oakley dokley. Cool. So travel things for you guys. Since Tide's not here, I'm gonna expedite this a little bit. Or since Toast isn't here to RP Tide. We're still gonna do an abridged version of the finding this place you're supposed to go. There will be roles involved. I think because Kai is a very experienced navigator, I'm going to remove a couple of the random things that would have happened, just so we don't have to, like,
Thank
figure
you,
that stuff
Jesus.
out. Yeah. But I still
Sorry,
am going to
thank
do... so you kind of... Just what ends up happening is, I mean, we're probably... 6 or so hours into the storm. Tinka, roll for me a insight, or actually do this as a history check.
Oh, get up.
22, great, yeah. You judging from the way the storm dissipated from the island, your journey so far, you think you guys probably have like 200 miles or so of ability to like have clear-ish skies. The storm hasn't like riled back up. There's like a constant swelling of clouds overhead, but like the seas are mostly fine. The water's not like overly churning. But you kind of expect that, like, at least with what the island is able to dissipate, you should be fine for, and 200 miles is like a day and a half of travel. So for now, you have at least a little bit of time to, if you wanted to have a little bit of downtime or like prepare for what this next leg might look like, you could do that. Now, about 50 miles in, you have reached the mist, like from where you had to like sail around part of the island and then head into what you expect to be kind of the center of the mist cloud. So this is kind of the first place. What do you guys want to do now that you've reached the edge of the mist before going in?
Okay, before we go in, what does, sorry, I didn't make very good notes.
You're fine.
What does Leon recall about the green lady telling him about, like, something about his forearm and directions and something about that? Like, what was
Yeah.
that a bit about again?
Trisva is her name, and she's purple.
sorry, purple.
She said to hold your arm aloft in the night sky, and as you get close, it will give you direction. Basically, the gist of it. Right now, it's let's say it's probably about dusk. You're getting on towards nighttime. It's not all the way night yet. And you don't know if you're close enough. TBD.
Okay.
But you do know your forearm is going to have something to do with it. In fact, roll me an insight check on that.
Okay.
You think you probably need to take the night shift with Kai.
Okay. All right then. All right. So I was going to sorry, before you kind of went on this last little bit.
Mhm.
I was gonna have like a little bit of a scene here with Tide and Leon, where
Sure.
Leon just sort of just basically tells him about what happened with the book and the curse. Toast isn't really around, but I'm gonna RP that Tide just kind of scolds Leon a little bit, just kind of like you're the first mate now. You have to think a little bit more before you do something that'll endanger the ship, right? So similar echoes to, I forget who said that to Leon at the end of the last session.
Augustus.
Was it Mika?
Yeah.
Augustus?
Mhm.
Okay. So similar echoes to that. And then so then probably Leon recognizing about what you had just said about waiting till night will be properly scolded, and he will retire below then, I guess, to wait for that next shift. Where's the bunks down here?
Cooler. So you're gonna start like a long rest.
Yeah, he'll I guess probably
There's like two ways you can handle it. You can either do it on the front end or when everyone else wakes up. It's up to you. So like keep in mind it's only an 8-hour stretch. You would need to have overlap. So like think of it like camping or making camp.
Yeah, I think he would probably be pretty tired, right? He's just attempted to cast a
Mhm.
couple spells that are above his ability to really do. I think he'd be pretty exhausted. I think it'd make sense for him to go rest right away.
Cool. Yeah. Works for me.
Okay. And then I guess as for Tide, I think he would probably want his ship to have some sort of a direction. So
So
what
Tide.
does he Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for this. Tide picked up a compass in the first dungeon you went to.
Okay.
And I think he'd remember that without having to it would be on his person, right? Now he has two compasses. One that points
Right.
back to the island, and another one he picked up in a place that had this other mist in it. The same compass that when you placed inside the obelisk took you to another time. So roll me an insight for him to see what he gleans from that. 8. I'm not sure he puts 2 and 2 together, but he does take it out and sits it on the railing in front of him. And when he does that, it starts spinning. It doesn't point north, nor does it point to the island like the meridian compass. It just starts spinning, and as you're drawing closer to the mist. Doesn't seem to pick up any particular direction.
And there's like an experienced navigator with Tide at this point, right?
Mhm. Yeah, Kai.
Kai, yeah, so Tide's gonna look at Kai and he's gonna be like, "What do you make of this, Kai?"
I'm gonna roll for Kai. I don't know. It's very strange. Never seen a compass do that before. North is that way, and he points off in a direction kind of perpendicular to you guys. This shouldn't be happening this way. Perhaps it's looking for something other than what course we're on. Not sure I could surmise otherwise.
All right, and this is kind of outside anything Tide's ever seen before as well, right? On
Oh,
a
yeah.
ship.
Yeah, as all the sailors, folks who have been on ships before, you have a compass, it points north. That's it. No one has ever seen it. Like, anomalies, they happen, but not usually like this. Anomalies happen, they change your direction slightly. Maybe if something is like extremely magnetic, it'll start pulling north or like making things look like it's pulling north, but you can tell with like sun's directions that like, oh yeah, this is pulling off in a slightly different direction. There must be a polarity there, especially people with like a more scientific navigation background.
Right.
There are few of those that anyone has
Geomagnetic
encountered.
storms happen, right?
The storm is happening.
I mean, geomagnetic storms.
Not exactly entirely sure what it is. I mean, you know that these storms that you're in right now do have an arcane nature to them. Could be interference from that. Could be something entirely different.
With Leon gone under, does Tide see? I know, like on the deck here, Tinka's over here. Does Tide see Tinka?
Oh yeah, I mean his perception's high enough. Anybody on the top of the deck he'd be able to recognize. Tinka, is that where you still are?
Yeah, so what I was thinking is she's next to the box with the trap and just going back and forth tinkering with the two.
Okay.
I think Tide's gonna call over for Tinka because he's gonna call Tinka to come over and take a look at the compass and all this sort of thing. He's gonna say like, hey, what do you make of this? Like this is the compass that we found in the cave, and I took it out, it started spinning, and now we're in the mist. I think we should figure out a direction where to go. But I'm not really sure. I know you kind of helped the twins. Like, what do you think we should do?
Can I do a history check to see if Tinka has read anything about creatures or storms or magic messing with compasses? Just anything that is related to that?
I don't know compasses specifically, that would be like in Tinka's background, but you could do a history check on the arcane interfering with other arcane devices.
Okay, do you want me to do a history or an arcana check?
Depends on what information you want. Do you want like a history of this kind of thing, or do you want magical interference?
I think she would want an understanding of how it would happen or why it would happen, but I don't know which one that would fall under.
History would probably give you like a how.
Okay, cool.
13.
Ooh, a little
low, but enough that you recall in a specific course that Professor Scuttleknock taught that there is a particular, like not on sailing ships, but on sky ships, the thing that he specialized in, there was a need to stay away from certain areas. Like they never had like shipping routes over certain parts of Kyrios. There are ley lines that exist, and if they drew too close to those ley lines, something went wrong with the Ethereum and like the connection in the cores that sometimes would cause ships to go down, equivalent kind of to like a Bermuda Triangle of sky ships, but it runs the entire span of the world, and there are a few of them. You don't know exactly where they were in correlation to where you are. You just remember that is one thing that has happened, that there are ley lines that can interfere with magical technology. In this case, that may be one possible answer.
Okay. I think I would probably relay that just from what she knows. I think keep forward, keep an eye on it. These things can happen. Doesn't necessarily mean a big foreboding thing, but if things start turning for the worse, we should be able to notice it pretty quickly. For now, everything seems okay. It's only the compass that is acting up, right?
For the moment, yeah. Yeah,
I
and
think
you
just keep an eye on it.
Okay, Tide will say, and he'll just keep sailing on, and but he'll keep an eye on the compass because this is very strange, and he'll keep observing it.
cool. Anybody with anything else before you head into the mist? Or as you head into the mist? No, well then.
Yeah, I can't
So-
think of anything.
As you sail into, it almost looks like a wall of where this has stopped. Some kind of force either holding it back or something. You don't really know. But you sail into it, and as the ship enters, the front of the ship goes in like you would expect. But about where the first mast is, you see this parting, and there's this big aura almost that extends about 60 feet around most of the ship. And as you're going through the mist, it doesn't appear to touch the ship, other than the very front and the very back end of the sail. And you're in the mist, but not touching the mist. Anybody want to do anything?
Is the compass still freaking out at this point?
Tide will look at the compass. He'll observe it as they're going through the mist.
Yeah.
The transition specifically.
It is still going wild. Yes. On this current trajectory, it is still going wild. Just spinning.
Anything different than before? Like, is it's just the same, or has anything changed?
Nothing has changed.
Tide's just gonna kind of look back at Tinka because they've gone through this, and he's gonna say any ideas? We just keep going, and he'll just kind of like ask a question.
I think so. I think it should stabilize. I would assume that this storm is messing with it.
Anything you want to
Tide
do
will
with
go
the
over-
box, Tinka?
Can I do a quick check to see if it seems like it's performing normally or if it's struggling?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check. 17. Yeah. It appears to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. You haven't encountered so far any large lightning outbursts, so it hasn't like tried to dispel anything or disperse anything. But it does appear to be doing its job adequately otherwise.
Okay, so that's good. We don't need to mess with that. And are these the storms that are similar to what we've seen in the city?
In what city? Or like in the town where
Or
you just
like
came
in the
from?
little village? Yeah.
Yeah. It all seems to be connected. It all seems to be like one giant cloud that for miles stretches on. It never seems to end.
Okay, but this is what we were expecting, right? We were expecting
Correct.
the storm, the magic storm at sea.
Mhm.
Okay, then yeah, I think we just keep going. Kai, any concern?
As far as I'm concerned, at the moment, not really. We still don't know exactly where we're going. Best I can tell is we stay on this course until we have direction otherwise. Perhaps this compass, perhaps something else will give us an idea. I do suggest we take it as cautiously as we can. We can't see terribly far in front of us. So if there are dangers, I don't know that I'd want to be going full speed.
Kai, do you also have a compass?
has like a regular compass, yeah.
Yeah. Tide has like a
Is your
couple, yeah.
compass, Ty, is your compass acting normal?
Yeah, it's pointing north.
Okay, use his compass for now. Keep an eye on the other one to see if anything even weirder happens.
Okay, so between the three of them. Cool.
Timothy will also go and give the map to Kai, the one who had gotten from Lucilla and
Ooh.
Drusilla, and just say, hey, I gotten this from the twins. I don't know if it's any helpful, but you're obviously better looking at this than I am, so I'll let you hang on to this and see if you get anything out of it as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tide's gonna be really what's this map about? Tide's gonna look at the map and be like, what is this?
Roll me an insight for Tide. 19. Yeah, I mean, so Tide, having been relatively well traveled, recognizes, and actually I think Kai looking at it as well, they both kind of point out the same thing, that it's part of a map. It's missing really a couple things. It's missing a compass rose. Doesn't show you where in any kind of capacity this is. It's missing a large part of the landmass. But Tide actually rolled higher. Will say I think this is much further west of here. Or no, sorry, much further east of here. I've been here before.
All I know is it's part of Inahar. Yeah, but I don't know where that is. I'm just figure you guys are probably more useful with this, I guess, fragment of a map than I'm gonna be. So
yeah, Tide says, yeah, Inahar. It's actually East Inahar. There are two continents that are part of the same continental chain. This, from what I can tell, appears to be just the western coast of the larger continent. It's been a long time since I've been that way. Me speaking on behalf of Tide.
well, like I said, I didn't know if it was gonna help or not, but you know, I figure whatever resources you can get, if it's not useful, then it ain't useful now.
Yeah, what might be in the future. I think we're headed in the opposite direction for now.
Okay, so Tide, I guess having sort of dismissed that as like a short-term thing, I guess Tide's just gonna go back to trying to figure out where they're going into the mist, I suppose.
Okay.
My gathering is that he just doesn't recognize that as something in the short term that's like a viable.
Yeah, I mean, where you guys are headed
navigation.
is almost like opposite ends. Like if you were
okay,
gonna
perfect.
try and go to that, you would have sailed in the opposite direction from the island.
Perfect. Yeah.
Could be something in the future though. Could be of use. Okay, so for the next few hours, you sail on, and the winds kind of at one point do pick up. The sea starts to get a little bit more aggressive, though at your sailing pace, it's not unmanageable.
Is there any sea life?
Not that you can see in here.
Damn, it's just been dead waters.
Once you crossed into the mist, everything and like you don't. It's not that you
Not
don't
even bird
know if
cries.
it's there, but it's dense. So like perception, it like beyond 5 feet past the
We
ship's
can't hear
edge.
anything.
Give me a perception check. We'll just see.
All right, there we go. I'm gonna find those dolphins. I swear to
Go
God.
find them dolphins.
Fuck me.
No.
It was almost a 19, and then it rolled to a 3. I
Almost. No, you're not hearing really any wildlife for that matter. You hear the waves, the crash of the waves. You're not hearing splashing like from sea animals or anything like that, sea creatures, nothing that you would expect. But you also know, and maybe just from, actually, I want to make you roll for this, so I'm not just going to give it to you.
oh, okay.
Sorry. Yes, Leon.
What am I
There,
rolling?
there were never any dolphins. Give me an insight check.
Ruining my life. Okay, insight. Oh, this is not gonna be.
The dolphins are
Wow!
not real. There you go,
now
okay.
We have a good roll.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm here for it. Yeah. I think for as much as you've been on a ship recently, you would acknowledge that this is probably how this is gone. You recognize that you're more likely to see sea life when it's calm, and the nights that were storming, the days that were storming, you didn't really see much of anything. Things were kind of bunkered down. Now that you've been on this side of stuff, almost since you left, you've seen nothing. And so you expect it could be related to the storms. You actually can think back, and I'm not going to make you roll a history or anything. You think back to what Kira was saying about like how the wildlife on the northern side of the island has gotten wacky. That some combination of where you're headed now, it might be that there's something going on either with the mist or something else. But certainly with the storms, it's not like you likely will see anything. And if you did, there's no telling what it would be. Okay.
We could see evil dolphins.
Yeah, exactly. Glaring dolphins. No, but as you go on, the rest of the day seems to go mostly fine. Like nothing particularly of note happens in this first stretch. Again, though the storm kind of picks up, it does again seem to kind of dissipate. You don't see at this point the island behind you where it would have dissipated from. It's too far off, but you kind of assume, Tinka, at some point it must have happened again, and you must still be within the range of it, because the little bit of riling that's happened has settled out again. The sea gets calm, the wind gets more reasonable, and the cloud cover overhead is still present, but it's not as whirlwindy. So you continue on. Silwyn, what do you guys make for dinner?
Are we able to catch any more fish?
Let's roll.
Are we able to try again now? It's been a few
Yeah,
hours.
it's been a few hours. I'll roll
We
for...
can try one of them.
Yeah, we can try one of them. I'll roll. I think I can roll this publicly.
Has Leon had his rest? Will he have made it back onto the ship yet?
Not
Okay.
just yet.
Okay.
You throw the... This actually kind of fits for the perfect description of not finding anything in the sea at the moment. So you cast the net down. Simon casts the net down, and after half an hour or so, it just feels tugging. And when you pull it up, there's nothing. It's like the water is just pulling through it. So before it gets damaged, pulls it up and figures to try again later. So
Yeah, there's just the storm. It scares away the fish. It's not the traps. There's just no fish.
right, yeah, definitely fish.
Yeah.
I'm sure your traps are top notch. Someone goes
I
back
think
below deck.
They are.
Fuck are
They
we
caught
gonna
5
make?
fish earlier. I mean,
What are we gonna do for dinner? What the fuck are we gonna do for dinner, Simon? What are we gonna do? We can make some. We got some dried vegetables here. We got some. We can make a.
Am I nearby to
Satay?
equip?
We can make a
No.
paella, a seafood paella with no seafood.
Paella.
Paella. Sorry.
aren't you from the West Coast?
I am. I took Latin, not Spanish.
I also took
2
Latin.
L's is a Y.
Is
Not in Latin.
it not?
Not in Latin, no. I took it.
It's been a long time since I took
I
Latin.
took classical Latin, not ecclesiastical, also, so it's very
Okay.
specific.
Very different kind of Latin. My
Just in
ancient
case
Greek
there's
and
any
Hebrew
difference
doesn't.
with my Latin. It's way
Will be a
different than
classical-
your Latin.
Classical Latin pronounces like what you would normally know as a vini, vidi, vinci would pronounce like classical Latin as weenie, weedy, winky.
There's no
I
N
love
in,
that for
in
Lat.
wiki, but sure.
Weedy, ween.
It's VICI.
I'm like, wait, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I also took Latin.
But it is win. The last one is winky, whatever, VINCI, right? I saw conquered, Vinci conquered, yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
Vinny, viddy, viddy.
Sorry, yeah, no, sorry for my really abominable pronunciation of paella.
Yeah, I mean, you actually do have fresh vegetables. that have been kept from when they brought the original vegetation back, with that like frost rod on the original merchant ship. They sent some of it with you. So you do have some fresh vegetable. You probably want to use that first.
Yep. We're gonna use this with some rice. We have rice of some kind, some sort of.
Sure. Yeah, rice,
grain.
beans.
Great. We're gonna
Certainly.
do a bunch of veggies
Make like
and
a
rice and.
chili kind of thing with no meat. Vegetable
I was thinking
chili.
fried rice.
Fried rice. Interesting. Let's see if Simon would know what that is. 12. Yeah. He's heard of it.
Yeah, Simon, you're knowledgeable as fuck.
He's never made it before, but he thinks he could do an okay job. Are you gonna? Do you want him to give you the help action, or you give him the help action, or you both give it a shot to see how good this is? Are you talking? Are you on push to talk?
No.
Oh.
I failed. I looked at something.
Okay.
It's Fleur's fault.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna blame you right now, Fleur. This is your fault. Why did I look at that message? I got distracted for 1 second, ADHD'd out.
So
yeah,
you
we're
can
gonna make it.
You can either help each other or both give it a shot
gonna-
and like
we're-
come up with your own
We're
versions
gonna
of
help.
it.
We're gonna help each other.
Okay,
We're teamwork here.
who's
Teamwork
rolling?
Makes a dream work. I'll roll.
You'll
I'm
roll. So
full
you roll with
work ready-
advantage.
Ready. Great. What am I rolling? A 20?
Yeah, I kind of feel like this needs to be like a. It's not a performance. Let's call this
You know,
like
I'm gonna go
survival.
performance. Survival is a perfect one. Great.
Yeah.
Survival it is.
You have good survival.
Have proficiency.
All right.
Ooh, not bad.
Good roll too.
Yeah, pretty good. You get to roll again.
Again, another survival.
Yeah, you get to roll with advantage. See if you get that crit. Roll the same thing.
The same exact thing.
That's funny.
Advantage doesn't matter. My skill in the kitchen is renowned.
Yeah, with Simon's help, you guys come up with like a really good version of like a stir fry, considering all things. It's like well seasoned and hearty enough with mostly it's like a vegetable stir fry.
All right, I'm gonna prestidigitation it to add a little extra spice. To
The
it.
umami, you're gonna add the umami to it.
Yeah, we're gonna add the umami. We're gonna give
Perfect.
it some real umami texture and flavor in there to really just
Love it.
bring it home.
Yeah, it's really good. It actually ends up being really good, and hearty for what it is. Yeah, well done. You notice that particularly.
Sorry, I want to describe this better. This is
sure.
a spiced. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, this is a spice stir fry. All right, the hints of cumin and chili are there that provide a warm, spicy notes in the stir fry, but are not overwhelming. We have multiple vegetables that are perfectly steamed and fried with little bits of like brown charring from just like the perfect amount of time in the stir fry. And when it's seated down on your bowl, the steam rises like that wily coyote, moment of like the steam coming over into your nostrils, and you're like, like wafting over to you. It's like that. Sorry, I was trying to go for the George R. Martin special of describing food.
I love it. Yeah. You notice that Vane is absolutely in love with it. He like heartily slams it. Same with Pick Pick, and Augustus. They all seem to like it. The otters are cool with it. Kit doesn't eat it at all.
Sylvan stares at Kit angrily with her arms crossed in front of her chest, just glaring at him.
His mom looks over and says, like, don't be offended. He's a very picky eater and really just only likes meats, fish, mussels. He's very much like our natural counterparts. I haven't made it much better for him yet.
Sylvan tries something. I'm gonna do prestidigitation, but it's to make his food taste like fish.
Okay.
A fishy taste in all of his food. What about now?
He takes a bite And I'm gonna roll. Okay.
Kid.
Yeah, I mean he eats it, and kind of like he gets through it because he knows he needs to eat, and his mom's like kind of making him, and he goes, "It's not the same. The texture's weird."
Selwyn turns around and gives Simon a finger guns. Kid approved.
He gives you a
Oh
wink and a
my
finger
God.
guns back. Cool.
All right, someone goes eat her food now in peace. Final
Dope.
moment of peace and quiet.
Sick of this shit. Yeah.
You paid enough for this shit. Sorry.
Leon, it's probably like an hour after dinner is served that you kind of like come to after sleeping and stuff. You still smell the remnants of it. There's still food left if you want to go and eat. But at this point, it's probably like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Equivalent.
Yeah, Leon will probably wake up and he'll go about his normal routine. He'll probably say a quick prayer. He'll probably go and grab some food, knowing that he's probably going to be on like an evening shift sort of thing.
Okay.
And then he would probably make his way up onto the deck.
Great. Other folks, place yourselves where you would like yourselves as the night is coming to. I think Vane would stay above deck, knowing that he has some jobs to do. He's probably going to work a night shift as well.
Someone is going to go to sleep early because she's got to wake up early to start the fire, to start the cooking for the breakfast for the crew.
Love it.
Got to get up at like 4 a.m. before everybody else, okay? I know this. I know this in my soul.
I know it is.
Sometimes for me to pass out now. I'm going to take the first sleep shift. All right. I'm going to get some shut-eye.
Tinka, what are you going to do during this first shift bit?
Do a quick check of the box, make sure it's working properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it again.
And
Yeah.
if everything looks fine, are we staying up for watch, or how are we doing that?
You don't need to. There will be like one night shift that's like a guaranteed 8 hours, so you guys can all get a long rest in. But then outside of that, it's kind of like regular all hands on deck.
Okay, so then Tinka will probably just take the trap to like her bedroll and work on the trap until she falls asleep.
Cool. Yeah, so you have some downtime here. I'd say for those who want it, you have probably 2 hours. I think if you're trying to like increase proficiency, it requires 4 hours, so this won't be long enough for that. But like any reading kind of stuff you would want to do, I don't know that anyone has a book other than Leon that would qualify. This is that kind of downtime. Oh, you can work on your blueprint if you wanted to.
Yeah, Tinka's gonna just start working on blueprints. I can't remember. Oh, she wants to work on a blueprint for like a canister that excess energy from the box can be put into for storage. So
Cool.
that's what she's gonna try and work.
Yeah. We'll do a similar roll type as the books, so like multiple successes to be able to like have it built out. So roll for me a d20, and you gotta have a 12 for a success.
All right.
And RP wise, it
Blueprints
makes
catch
perfect
on.
sense because you're not really sure where to start with it. So you're like, I know I have some ideas. You sit down, you start putting pen to paper. You're also thinking about that trap, and you're like, we really should probably have this. I can't. I gotta focus on the trap, and you go back to the trap.
Yeah, we're still brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorming, exactly. It's perfect. Okay. Timothy, are you staying up? I think Augustus is probably gonna drop down below as well.
I would figure out between myself and Augustus who would want to end up staying up for the night shift, and I think he and I would probably end up trading off most of the time.
Perfect. Yeah, then
So if
he's
he's
gonna
gonna
let
go-
you go first, so he can go sleep.
Fair.
The reasoning being it'll probably be harder tomorrow. So if you want to rest during that first leg, it'll make more sense. Cool. So Pick decides to stay up as well, thinking that like nighttime viewing is going to be a necessity. One of you may need to take over as a lookout for the next shift as well, but that's something we can determine later. So, Leon, as the nighttime kind of settles in here, you guys are all kind of in this continuous state of like watching these compasses. Compasses? What is the plural of compass? Compassi?
Compass eye.
This is
Compasses? It's not from a Latin
I
I don't
origin.
know what the
I don't
plural
know.
is, but
doesn't
I
sound
feel
right.
like
but it's
compasses
correct.
sound right.
Compasses.
Compasses sounds better than compasses.
Compass eye.
Compassi.
Compassi.
Compassi. But you're looking at these compasses, and the further into the mist you go, and you're kind of like in this position.
It
You're
actually is compasses.
okay, perfect.
I knew I googled it too.
You guys are nerds. Nerds.
Plural compass.
Nerd alert.
So Tide is basically up here for just a little while until you take over, so he can go rest. And so for like this first hour, he's showing you what he's been looking at for these compasses. The one compass he has has still just been in this kind of revolutionary state where nothing seems to like make any sense. It just kind of is spinning. The direction that you got been going, Kai has kept basically just going west the entire time, like for the most part. When you guys get, I don't know, it's probably what, 10 now, 10ish, 10:30, and things start to settle below deck. It's getting real dark outside. The cloud cover overhead is still really dark. You, inside this mist, look down at your arm, and below your sleeve, you see a glow. And you see this. Really cool, almost UV-like tattoo, except it's magic and not UV. In it, when you look at it, it almost makes a constellation, but not a constellation you recognize. And then below the surface, you also see these patterns of light, kind of behind it, that seem to be feeding arcane source upwards. And as you move your arm left and right, it seems to that point at the very end seems to light up more in one direction over another. Roll for me an insight here with advantage because you actually have this thing on your arm to see how well you can interpret what it's saying. 23. Yeah. You pick up that the direction you guys are headed west is not exactly right. You need to be going a little bit further north from where you are. So, showing Kai where your where your wrist seems to be the most vibrant, he pivots, and the ship slowly makes this turn, and as it does, the compass slows down. It's not revolving quite as fast until you get basically exactly where it's the brightest, and it stops, and it's pointing directly in the same direction as where your wrist is.
Oh, okay. Leon's gonna make sure that Kai notices that, so that because that seems like a way that like the compass worked or whatever. So to pass that along to Tide in the end.
Yeah, both Tide, both Kai, they pick up on it. Yeah, here in this moonlight, it seems like your arm gives you good direction, but in the daytime, you would have no idea where to go. So perhaps this compass can keep you on track. That's a pretty easy thing to surmise. When it starts spinning, especially if it's spinning violently, you know you've gotten off track. Yes, go on.
No. Just making note of that. I guess Leon will just keep directing towards, if this is obviously leading him in that path. I'll just keep everyone, the ship heading that way.
Yeah. The night moves on. It's mostly clear Again, you guys still seem to be within this range of whatever the island still has purview over. The sea stays relatively calm well into the night, and as the dawn rises, the fog or the mist seems to still be present, and in the night, you're not really able to see much. And Pick, he eventually comes down off the watch, and I mean, obviously doesn't say much, but notes that like there was nothing of note really that could be seen. None of you really saw anything because this mist is kind of dense. Again, no wildlife, no nothing, just kind of smoothish sailing, all things considered. But as the dawn comes, you look down at your arm and it's just flesh. There's nothing there. As soon as the light comes upon your face, it's nothing. Your arm is just your arm. And so, and actually, you think back to yesterday when you were going into the mist. Before you went into the mist, there was nothing. It was only inside this mist that even in the nighttime, you saw anything. So perhaps there's some correlation to the closeness being inside the mist. The other thing, make me another insight check for you. Just straight. 20. The other thing you notice as you move about the ship, because you probably wouldn't just stand in one place, or would you?
No. Like, I mean, he's first mate. He's taken over for the shift while Tide is, sleeping. He's gonna check over the crew. He's gonna make sure the different, things are, the ship functions are being upkept. Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Yeah, check rigging, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
As you move about the ship, probably especially now that the dawn has come, you probably wouldn't have noticed it so much in the dark, but now that the light has come, you notice that the center point of the mist doesn't really move from you. Like, it's always seeming to be at the same 65 foot radius around you. But you can look, and when you're at the front of the ship, it looks like the back of the ship is now covered more. And as you move further to the back of the ship, the front of the ship is now covered more.
Oh, okay. Leon will note that with some very highly raised eyebrows. Not really sure quite what to make of it, but he will note that down specifically to bring up to Tinka later.
Okay. Well, the day has broken. Folks begin waking up. What do you want to do? Still when making breakfast, I take it.
Yes. We're making biscuits and gravy.
No
Maybe
fish.
some salted meat of some kind to fry up.
Okay, I'd say there's probably like a salted pork kind of thing. You could make an equivalent.
Exactly.
Yeah, they went hunting. I don't remember if I told you this in the session. I had written out that Simon went hunting with Val at one point, and they had like brought back
Thank
3
God.
boar. Yeah, there's
Thank
plenty
God
of
for
salted
Simon
meat.
and those boar. We can 100% make
Yeah.
biscuits and gravy, y'all.
Yeah. So I want to say I mentioned that, but like, yeah, Simon, Val, and Macklin and Dolan had all gone hunting on like one session, and yeah, they brought back like 3 huge boar to like feed everybody, and they jerkied some of it. So yeah, absolutely, you got boar meat. You can make a
Great.
sausage-ish adjacent.
Exactly. Biscuits and gravy. We got it.
Yeah, I love it. I
Delicious.
think you could do that, especially like if you're trying to like, I'm trying to think like leavened flour. I'd say you have the closest equivalent. Perfect. Anna's taking inventory. Anna, roll for me because I want to do this with fun stuff, and rolls are fun.
Ooh. Hope the rats aren't getting into anything.
Me too. Roll for me, and let's do this as an investigation, because you're actually like looking around. 3.
I
Okay.
got a 3.
You got a 3. Yeah, I
Damn,
mean,
you are the person who is asking where the ketchup is in the fridge and it's in your face. Sorry.
you're already eating ketchup. It's in your hand. No, yeah, I mean, you go through, I mean, like, taking stock is not super hard, right? Yeah, I mean, you're just, like, checking up on stuff, but, like, you don't notice anything particularly out of place. You still seem like the stocks are kind of in order. Nothing at this juncture seems weirdly awry.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun continuing to roll investigation with that +0, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
gonna be great.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy. They love it. Kit,
Savory, delicious. Kit? Yes, does Kit eat it this time?
Kit loves this, but not the biscuit. He loves the gravy and the meat, and it's got it's like slathered all over his face. He doesn't understand the concept of like the gravy being like a sauce kind of thing, so he's just kind of like shoving it all into his mouth, and it's like all over his paws and his face. So he looks disgusting, but it's super adorable at the same time.
All right, finger guns again. Kit approved. Did
When you do that, oh yeah, he runs up and slaps you on the butt and puts his greasy hands all over you.
Oh, the little kid.
And
Oh.
he says, "I just wanted to give you a hug."
Someone turns around and immediately feels the grease on her butt from his little greasy little kid hands. And gives his mom a dirty look, and then turns back around and looks for a rag to try to like wipe the grease off.
She looks at you, gives you like a it's okay, like I'll talk to him kind of nod, and she kneels down and says, "Kit, I know we want to hug people, but we need to make sure we're clean before that happens." And she like takes a rag and like wipes off what little bit is still on his hands and face, because when Simon looks at you, there's like a paw and hand like face print on your clothes from where he just a gravy
An otter face print. of
otter face
gravy. Okay.
gravy and handprints, paw prints from where he like shoved his whole body into your leg. It's adorable, but at the same time, it's like, okay, he's a kid.
We don't. Laundry?
We're at sea. There's no laundry. Simon says.
Can I dive into the water?
In the stormy water, you can do whatever you want
Can
to.
you put me on a rope and lower me into the water?
If
Get
that's
this
what you want to
off?
do, I will let you do whatever you want to do.
I don't know how to clean myself. Wait, I know the answer. Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. There it is.
But you have to see it. Though.
Wait. I think I
Wait,
got an
wait,
answer
you
for
have
this.
to be
Wait,
able to
wait.
see it.
You do have to
Can
be
I?
able to see
I
it.
can turn around and see my butt.
Wait, I
If
think I
it's
got
on
that.
your ass, I can't imagine.
Please,
part of
it's a
it.
big butt. We can turn around and see it, no problem.
Nah, that seems generous.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure that's a
as-
white people
as-
butt.
All right, this
Captain
feels like
died,
Tinka
just
wants
like-
to be
I got
begged
this.
to help Silwyn.
What do you got, Leon?
As Captain Tide is walking by, he uses create water to make a I don't know, a bowl full of water for Sylvan to clean herself up with. All right.
Do you want to use the water, or do you want to try and prestidigitate it?
I take my tunic off in front of everybody and prestidigitation the tunic.
As soon as you do that, Kaylani like grabs Kit and goes,
Audible gasp.
also Simon, he turns away and like walks into the other room and he goes, I can't, what is happening? He's 17, remember?
Oh, I forgot about that part. Listen, this is like the house bunny. This is that scene in the house bunny. I'm just walking around on the body that God and Dr. Borfman gave me.
Tide's gonna give Sylvan a very dirty look. Like I gave you the solution and then you went and did that. Like what's wrong with you?
Silwyn's gonna spit back at him. She's gonna see his dirty look and just be like, water doesn't get gravy out. It is a fat. It is a lipid. They do not mix. It's not going to help. It's gonna leave a grease stain.
Feeling's just like giggling in the corner.
The fucking bitch.
Enjoying the hell out of them biscuits.
I'm really sorry for the. It's just my. It's a body. You've seen a million dead ones of these, I'm sure. Okay, relax. Okay, I think Tunic is now clean. I prestidigitation.
You say that to Simon, whose parents died?
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at Faylene, and he's gonna say, "Deal with this," and he's gonna go above decks to talk to Leon about things.
Simon walks off, very distraught. Goes above board and finds Tinka.
You're gonna say this.
Perfect. Tinka was about to go find.
Feeling just like she's like holding her stomach and like laughing quietly, but kicking her legs a little bit, like she can't control herself.
Tinka's gonna tell him to stay here, gonna go down and grab 2 mugs and then hopefully finish off the last 2 mugs of like ale in the flat.
Okay.
Like pour one for each of them.
She's pouring one for Simon.
Yeah, I feel like 17's old enough to drink in these times.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Someone walks over to Faylene, who's laughing because she needs to explain herself to somebody. Listen, in my village, we don't even wear clothes. Okay, where I come from, you don't even wear them. So you guys are being insensitive to my culture.
Deception check.
I'm an elf too. We barely wear clothes. I get it, but I think it's funny as fuck.
That's also not true of where she comes from, so deception check.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't true because she comes from a
very pristine part of yeah, it's not a village.
Really pristine part of Elvish.
Yeah.
Well, because she felt the first part in the human village, but
Sure.
they wore clothes. And then she grew up in like the super snotty part of elfdom.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Where's this?
and then failing insight.
We got a +5. She believes me because she's an elf and she just assumed.
Yeah, I mean she
did
believes it.
just
Yeah.
assume. Yeah.
Hell, yeah, elves don't always.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That holds.
Also naked.
So it's just
Elf
really
things.
strange. Okay, it's just elf stuff. Totally, 100% that.
The weird thing is, it was an otter person who did that. It's like taking a bit,
right? And they don't
taking
wear
it back.
clothes.
Otters most of the time don't wear clothes. These otters just happen to be wearing clothes, and also like the human form probably doesn't matter to them.
Fayleen's gonna lean down for a second, and she's gonna like reach to like someone's mouth, and she's gonna be like, hold on, let me just get this out of here, and then she's gonna like pat her foot, be like, here, it belongs down on the floor.
Wow. Wow. Someone tries to bite her finger.
She's like giggling the
Tries
whole
to
time.
bite. Someone tries to bite Bailey's hand for putting it on her mouth.
She's
Make an
so
attack
laughing
roll.
at her.
An attack roll. Let's do it. Unarmed strike.
Unarmed strike.
I'm armed with teeth.
I don't think that hits. Valen's armor class is 15, so
15.
you bite and
missed.
you just get nothing but air. Exactly that sound.
Yeah. Ow. A bit a little harder than I intended.
Failing, these belong on the ground, not in your mouth, sweetie.
Okay. All right. I think I have some big apologizing to do to Simon. Can you explain to him that in elf lands we don't wear clothes?
Yeah, I could explain it to him. I think
Thank
the
you. I think that will help.
insensitivity about the death, though, that's actually what you need to
I
apologize
didn't
for.
mean. I forgot. Okay. He seems so much. Oh man, I had to be careful with the words that were coming out of my mouth. He's is so good in the kitchen that I completely forgot that his mother was dead.
And his father.
You should
And his father.
you should probably just go up and say,
I forgot he's
I
an
was
orphan.
caught up in the moment and I forgot about your past. I'm sorry. I don't think him being good in the kitchen has anything to do with this, because it's like you're trying to put it back on him.
Well, the first words that I was gonna say were words.
Were words?
They were worse. I was gonna say
Oh,
so much
worse?
worse for his
Oh.
age. And I'm like, that's what groomers say. Don't say that. Okay, I'm gonna run up this. I'll go apologize.
All right.
Run up.
Yeah, just go keep it simple, you know? I'm gonna follow her because I think it's funny at this point. I want to see it. I want to watch the train wreck.
So while this conversation's going on, Simon is he doesn't say anything to Tinka. He just comes up and like stares off the back of the ship. He just wants to be close to her. You can make an insight check,
Simon.
Bridget, if you want to.
Okay. Nope, doesn't know a thing.
No, doesn't. I mean, you're just like, oh, cool. You decided to come hang out. Yeah.
Simon, what happened?
What do you mean? Just wanted some fresh air.
Seems like something's wrong.
No, I just been below deck too much, so came up here to breathe a little.
Well, you're always welcome to spend time with me. I know I don't have the most exciting things to do, but it's a break, right?
Yeah, I like fishing. I like hanging out. It's better than being down there sometimes.
Are things not going well?
It's fine enough. I guess it's only been a day, but I guess being apart from my sister, I didn't realize would be quite this hard.
You know what? Why don't we write her a letter? I know we can't send it, but you can give it to her when we get back.
Maybe. Right now, I just kind of want to like sit. And even
We
with
can do
your
that.
with your 6, I mean, you're like kind of picking up that this is a version of Simon you only saw like that night after his parents died. Like very reserved,
Mm.
kind of like when he wanted to just like sink into a book.
Tinka's gonna spawn Tinky
Okay.
and just have him fly around Simon and like land on his shoulder.
He'll look up and kind of like nuzzle under his chin. I think he makes a little cooing sound thing.
I just did that same noise.
There we go. I
And
forgot that
then
had
I
that.
guess we'll just sit here and wait for the impending payoff.
Cool. I mean,
Did
that's
you hear anything
about
about the
only-
letter?
I would say probably not. It's probably that was
Okay.
a very quick interchange, probably about the same time you guys were.
Perfect. Just wanted to clarify. Excellent. Someone was already thinking that she needs to give him something, though. She can't walk up there empty-handed. She's got to have some sort of apology. Someone looks at Faylene. Do you have a gift? Do you have a gift? Do you have some sort of gift I can give him? You got anything? You got any goods?
Let me check.
Token?
Hold on.
Children's book you
have
stole in session 0.
Didn't I give that to somebody already?
I think you did,
can't-
but I'm just
I
thinking
think I
back.
did. I think I gave it to a kid already.
I think you gave it to Molly,
Oh,
so his sister has it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his sister. Yeah.
I-
Okay. I have
I
things.
I was wondering. So I mentioned a few sessions ago that I wanted Anna to be like learning how to sew.
Mhm.
She probably has a couple like very small things she's sewn. If someone wants one of those to give like a handkerchief or something.
Sure.
I have 3 leaves from the magic tree from a long time ago.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
hand someone one of those as well.
Oh my god, one of the magic leaves. Thank you. This is from that tree.
Yeah,
in the
I don't
face
think
with the
there's any
thing?
magic left in it. 'Cause when I
Yeah,
removed it, but
I
you
was
tell the
gonna say.
story.
I was gonna say when you pull it out, it's like very
It's a normal leaf.
decayed.
Like a dried leaf.
Well,
just
I
like
put
a
it
dried
like I
leaf.
put it like in a book.
Oh, okay,
Like,
yeah. Then yeah,
that-
it's just super flat,
yeah.
dried leaf.
It's just like a dried leaf, and I explained to her, yeah, like as soon as I picked it, all the magic kind of came out of it. But you could tell them the story of it and be like, it came from a magical tree.
Okay,
Maybe
I can
he would
bard.
like
I can
that?
bard this. I can bard
Yeah.
this up. I'm so. I should have used this earlier. I should have used this earlier. Okay, I'm gonna warn you right now, Faylene, that in the course of the conversation that is about to occur, I may in fact use a little magic if it doesn't immediately go the way I wanted to.
Okay, she's gonna like whisper to Feeling, just don't let Tinka see you do that because she's gonna kill
Oh
you.
no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it to Tinka, and it might happen to you too. I'm giving you warning in
okay,
advance that I
okay.
might just have a little.
If I like
I might
plug
just have
my
a little
ears-
roll. I might just roll you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a psychological Rick roll you, if you would.
Okay.
You don't know what that means. That's a bard saying. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, okay. I'll try to I'll try to be prepared and avoid it, but yeah, okay.
As she finishes that
Great.
statement, she says, "Just know I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down."
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess around and desert you. I'm not gonna desert you. Oh God.
I don't think I'm allowed to at this point. I'm taking care of you. I think everyone would kill you if I wasn't here.
You
Probably.
are probably correct. I would have been thrown off this ship by
Yes.
now. Okay.
Yes.
Someone approaches Simon looking very remorseful, sad, apologetic, trying to just look all of the appropriate feels of shame and owing someone an apology.
Performance check
Great.
at disadvantage.
Come on, rolls. Oh, okay, that's gonna be shit.
Oh,
Wait, that's perception. Hold on, I just rolled perception. Hold up.
I mean, you're 9 already. Yeah.
Oh, not
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Okay,
9.
We were good and then bad. Okay.
Okay. Time to start this interaction at a deficit.
Great.
Wait, is she actually faking this sadness? Do I know this, or should I insight
No,
check her?
this is a real
it's
sadness. She's really sad,
genuine.
but
Yeah,
fucked up for her
it's
partner.
genuine. Yeah,
Sadness.
I think it's genuine, but like at the same time, as a bard, you have to perform for this to like come off as non-performing. Like it needs to be genuine.
It's a terrible thing that affects actors everywhere.
Right.
Where, people used to look down on show business as dirty because people who lie professionally aren't trustworthy.
Right.
That's
Well,
literally
yeah.
it. Yeah. It's literally that. It's literally that
Yeah.
that whole like mentality persisted pretty much until SAG formed. So
I'm pretty sure like all of us that are role players have the same deal, so we're fine.
Yep. Great. Okay. Bard things not started off on a great foot. Simon, I owe you an apology. I said something without thinking. I didn't even consider you as a person and your past, and that was cruel and callous of me. And I'm sorry. I owe you an apology.
What do you mean you didn't
I have
consider
this
me as a
leaf.
person?
I wasn't even thinking about you when I said it. I should have thought about you. I should have. You've been my you've been my rock, and I was so callous in disregard for my own embarrassment.
Wait,
of
what did
anyone
you
around
say?
me. So I got this leaf for you. Someone pulls out the leaf. It's
Simon,
not
what did she
magical
say?
now, but it was okay.
She
Someone just stops and looks down at her feet in shame. She starts
Stink
blushing.
is
Her cheeks are really
confused
red.
and
Her
rude.
face is so red. Sloan's face is so red when she's about to have this happen to Stinka. She's so embarrassed and shamed.
Yeah, I mean he hangs his head in shame too. And he says, well, I would really prefer not to talk about it. It
I'm
just
sorry.
reminded me of my parents, and it hurt.
I'm so sorry. Simon, I can't apologize enough to you, but I will try my hardest to make it up.
I appreciate that. Yeah, maybe just think before saying stuff like that.
I'm not very good at that, but I'll try. I'll endeavor to pursue that.
Guess
Maybe I
that's
should
all I
worked
can
on
ask
that
for.
instead of animal handling.
I told her to I told her that her feet belong on the ground and not in her mouth, just sending her a reminder.
I have a habit of putting them there. It's a really, really bad habit. I'm trying to stop. I'm just addicted to feet. I don't know why I said that.
He smiles, but also has like a really confused look. What do you mean addicted to feet?
I don't know what I'm saying. Gift of gab.
This is an
Hold
example.
Hold on right now. Spellcast. Hold up right now. This exact moment.
Drop
Pause,
it in the
spellcasting.
chat, because if it has
Weird
verbal and
drumstick.
somatic components, this is about to be really funny.
Nope, it's a yeah.
Verbal,
it is, but
somatic,
hold
and
on.
material. So you have to do this like you're waving your arms and saying this
I'm
out
letting
loud.
you know that I'm letting you know that I'm casting the spell, but hold on, now I'm gonna actually spellcast. Sorry. I have a habit of putting my feet in my mouth, but I'm not addicted to feet.
She could be like swinging her arms around this whole time. That could be part of
Oh
the
yeah, no, this has
spell.
been Italian hand movements this whole time. This has been super Italian. Babadaboopie, que cosa?
Babidi-boopie.
So do we
Wow.
forget that she cast a spell if we forget that what was said in the last 5 seconds?
You do.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I think I would still remember the I wouldn't remember anything spoken, but it's like a visual spell casting. It's not like
all
I
you
unsaw
remembered
it.
was what I said as what happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna rule that like for this you do like none of you know, none of the three. Like, how many can you cast this on?
It's whoever hears it.
Whoever hears it
Immediate area, so that each creature of my choice within 5 feet.
within 5
Yep.
feet. You're currently
Yep.
standing at 10 feet from them, by the way.
Oh, that's because I had already. That's because I moved back.
Okay,
Sorry, I
it's
had
for the
moved
sake of it,
forward.
you're saying you moved in closer.
I was right here, and then yeah.
Okay, Anna, who's still standing close enough by hearing it. Also, all the other people on deck hearing it.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
They're gonna be like, no, she said she wasn't addicted to feet. You guys all misheard that.
By the way,
She's
mark
just
off
doing- it's
mark off
only 6
2 gold.
seconds.
Oh no, you have
And
a
it's
you have a
only
focus,
all
don't
it
you?
was-
only
no.
doing this spell because of the feet comment.
Because
Like,
That's it. It's literally just because of the feet comment. That's
it's just
it.
the feet
I'm not
thing.
addicted to feet, and that's what you guys heard. So it seems to be worse.
bruh.
Leon and Tide have been discussing the compass with Kai, and they all kind of look up in kind of confusion as to this comment about the feet, and they're just like, "What's going on over there?"
You can make insight checks for the 2 of you, and I'll make one for Kai. Kai's not sure. Very focused on the compass. I think Tide is like seems like they're trying to settle some kind of dispute. Maybe we see how it plays out, but if I need to, I'll step in.
Fair enough. And Leon will go back to showing him about the compass and talk about what happened overnight and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So Simon doesn't remember the feet thing.
He just knows that I said I'm not addicted to feet, which is arguably
Another
worse.
another weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with this not addicted to feet thing? Why did you say that?
Because just because I put my foot in my mouth doesn't mean I'm addicted.
I don't think you need to say that.
Feeling
I
just
did it again.
giggling. Feeling
I did it
giggling.
again. I did it again.
Why are you like this?
I don't know.
Like the shit that comes out of your mouth, you're gonna get yourself killed one day.
It's okay. I'm taking care of her.
Listen up. Listen up. Many have tried, okay? Many have tried. They've all failed so far.
Fingers crossed.
Sylvan, make a perception check.
Oh.
You need to beat a DC 15.
Ooh, chow! That's what we rolled.
You notice about here, hovering above the ship, this
Okay.
kind of floating, kind of looks like an orb.
Don't follow the lights. Lights? So Sylvan just ignores everything that happens and sort of walks over to look at the light.
Do you point it out to other people?
I do. I point, light? It's full ADHD moment.
Looking.
Totally needed
No
a
one else
distraction from
notices
this
it.
conversation. What? The?
Oh. What light?
Oh,
You don't see
Sylvan?
the light?
what light?
There's a light.
Where
You
is
don't-
it?
God.
It's
Did
right
anyone
there.
hit her in the head today?
No one hit me in the head today that I recall.
You recall.
That I recall.
Is how far away is Pick from Tinka? Is he on watch?
I think we said he came down, so someone needs to go up.
Okay, Tinka's gonna go up to Pick and ask him if he sees a light anywhere.
He'll say, "See a light anywhere?" The way that you said it, and then shake his head no.
Mhm. Thank you, Pick.
Thank you, Pick.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. There's a light right
You're just
there.
a little unwell.
I'm. I know right now you can't tell, but stay a while, and you're gonna think of me and how I used to
Jesus
be.
Christ.
It
I
disappears.
asked Pick. There's no light.
It's right there.
It's gone.
Right there.
It was.
What? What? Yeah. Okay. It was right there. I'm not. I'll go. I'm gonna lay down.
Finley's just gonna like look at her head for a minute and see if there's any like bumps.
Make a medicine check.
Medicine. Where are you? There you are.
No noticeable bumps for like a head injury, but you do very noticeably see where the scar, and actually I didn't repeat this for you. During the previous attempt to break the curse, the scar moved from the right side of her face over to the left side of her face. So now it's like the scars are across her face, like football
Like
tape.
the Joker.
Like the Joker. Except not a smile. It's like almost like tears from her eyes. But you do notice on both sides, it's like very vivid.
So
Black
did you
scars.
see that these scars, like they're on both sides of your face now? Have you noticed that?
You know what I did notice, Faylene? I did notice that when someone decided to try to break this curse, they decided to not take the scars from my face.
And Tinka,
Are they still biting?
Wait, was that a
you've just
possibility?
heard that they tried to break the curse yesterday.
Yup.
She's furious. And you see, for the first time, you see her silent.
Oh.
And she goes to find Leon.
So it's not in trouble, I think, finally.
Simon, before she goes, she's gonna say, Simon, I don't know what they did to you. I would stay away from them. I don't trust them. And then she would go to.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just go back to the kitchen. And then he heads down.
Someone rolls her eyes.
So I assume Tinka has found Leon.
I mean, he's on the deck, but like literally
Right there.
20 feet from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's right here.
Oh, easy.
He's right behind us. Yeah.
Oh, and good that Tide gets to hear this too. Leon, what's this about? You tried to break the curse.
Leon's gonna kind of look a little embarrassed, and he'll be like, "Yeah, she look, I learned the spell, and I wasn't sure if I could cast the spell, but she convinced me to try, and so I did, and then it sort of worked the one time, but it didn't work well enough, and so I tried again, and it didn't work as well the second time.
And when was that?
Last night, and
On the boat.
Yeah, Leon's just gonna kind of like hand behind his head, like scratching his head, like yeah, that's when it was, yeah.
So you decided to mess around with magic you don't know or understand in a vessel on sea where there are 3 children here and countless other people that you endangered.
Like everything she says, like Leon's just gonna like cringe a little bit more, and he'll kind of look at Tide, who's standing right there,
And Tide
he'll
what?
be like, huh?
And Tide what? What does Tide look like as the RPer of both sides of this?
Oh yes, and Tide, who will also be, you know, he's gonna be angry, but he's also going, you know, so they talked about this yesterday, so he's also gonna be kind of like nodding along and on the side of Tinka, right? He's gonna be like standing sort of, he's gonna have moved, so he's kind of a little bit like behind, but still supporting Tinka and like kind of nodding along and looking at Leon, like I told you so, right? And Leon's just gonna be like, look, I tried to help. I I was just trying to help. But yeah, and I know I need to do better, and I was just trying to help. We need to get that curse off, or and Leon's just gonna look like super embarrassed and ashamed, and yeah.
Who's the youngest? What is the youngest age that we have on this boat?
6.
The otter, the baby.
Baby otter
Okay,
is
6?
like 6.
Baby
Mhm.
otter. Okay. To be fair, Tinka, the actual child.
You're
on this boat-
not. Well, I guess you are.
I'm
pretty-
up top right here. I'm watching you guys. To be fair, the child on board here is an otter. He could like swim and he'd survive. Just the rest of us would die.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about Simon. And did you forget that Anna's also a child? Do you know if any of them can
She's not
swim?
really a child. She's an adult at this
Okay,
point.
can you butt out? This doesn't have to do
And-
with you. I'm trying to
As
have a
they're
conversation.
Arguing, Leon's gonna try to like back away very slowly.
No.
And, like,
Stealth
Sloan
check.
is gonna loudly just say, "I elect Tinka as our leader."
Shut up.
She's
Let me
the
have this
moral
conversation.
compass.
Shut up. And like, cause Tinka's getting pissed.
Bailey just rolls her eyes. So when's moral compass coming?
Right. The morally inept.
Okay, back to this rant. I don't even know if you endangering all of these people is the worst thing. It's that your judgment was so poor you let someone like her influence you. Someone that's already endangered all of us before. More than once. You're supposed to be the first mate. You're supposed to be someone that people are looking up to here to keep us safe. And what are you doing? The exact opposite.
well, I was just trying to end the curse. That's all I was trying to do.
And you thought that doing it on the boat was a good idea? It couldn't have waited until we got back? She can't get into the book.
I was, and you know, just gonna kind of look up and like up at the sky. Like I was just trying to. I didn't think that far ahead. I was just trying to trying to end it as soon as I could.
Tinka's gonna walk away in the direction of Tide's room.
Okay.
She's gonna take the key and throw it overboard.
Oh. Okay. Make an investigation check to see if you can find it.
Well, because Tide hit it.
Tide has placed it somewhere you're not sure of.
Ooh.
Not entirely sure where it is.
What's
You just know
this
it's in
key?
there. The key to the
To the
lock
arcane lock
that's
on
on
the
the
Wait,
book.
I would know where it was because didn't I
No,
set an alarm?
on which book?
Sylwan's book.
There's a lock
book
on
that's in your
Sylwan's book.
possession.
I don't remember. Did we say you set the alarm or that he just took it and hid it because you'd have to do that every 8 hours? I think you just gave it
I
to
honestly
him.
don't remember.
I think it's just in his
Yeah, I don't
possession. I
remember
don't
either.
think either of you know.
Okay, she'll come back and say, Tide, if we're this worried about the book, make it so she can't make anything worse. Because as far as I'm concerned, she's on thin ice, and I'm sick of this.
Okay, now hold on a second. Now I'm just going to speak up and say this. This book was being used by the Blood Mages, and this book was involved in our time travel. If we want to understand what powers they're wielding, and we want to understand how to fix the timeline, how to fix everything going on, we might need to actually read this book, but in a safe way.
Thank you. So
This is just so
Not
she
in
can't
a-
get into the book while we're on this boat. The artificers
but
can
if
take the
you-
lock off.
If you
we've
throw away
been
that
locking it
key,
since we were on the island.
are they able to take the lock off of it if you throw away that key?
Of course they are. They made the lock.
But did they only make one key?
Well, it's not really how that works. They're the ones that made it. They know how to break it.
If you're 100% sure of that, then that's fine, but
Make a persuasion
Just
check
saying.
on this one.
I don't think
Because,
that
yeah,
you
I don't-
say you're 100% sure.
Yeah, well, you've spent a lot of time with them,
Painful.
and then insight, Faylene, to see if you like believe it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think your line of thinking there is like right on. Like, I don't know that you can say for 100% that they can. Like, I know you spent time with them, but we don't really know how their magic works.
I just think it's unsafe to throw away a tool that we might need later.
Or a tool that's going to get us all killed.
The Emerald Enclave already has the other volume of this book. They know how to handle this book. So
Oh,
we're going
where
to
are
end
they?
up. We're in a different timeline, so I'm not entirely sure.
Exactly.
but
They're
I
not
can-
here to help us, and they won't be here to help
No,
us if
I
it
was
happens
already
again.
speaking to them through a
Last
message about
session,
this book.
Yeah. Last session, though, just to recall, you know for a fact that the Emerald Enclave already sent a recon group to investigate Faylene.
Oh.
Sorry, you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. If you
I forgot about that.
You know for a fact that they've actually
Yeah.
sent a recon group to investigate what happened to Vix. So you know that they are
The-
here and they actually have sent people in your vicinity.
Right.
Sorry.
So the Emerald Enclave's already helping us. They've already sent a recon crew to go look for Vix. Vex?
Vix.
Yeah, Vix.
So they're helping us, and we might need them to access this book to figure out what the Blood Mages are up to. This is information that we're gonna need to fix things.
Honestly, I'm done with all of this. I will stay here and do my job, but this is too far. I don't know what you said to Simon, but I will find out. And one day you're gonna have to pay the repercussions of your actions. You can't just be careless and rude and brash to everyone and think you're gonna get a free pass every time. And for the record, you are just as guilty as Leon is in all of this. And if you guys get yourself in trouble, I will feed you to the law myself. It's one less problem for me to have to handle.
Selena's just gonna look down and look ashamed, and then she's gonna look up at Tinka and be like, "Must be really lonely up there in your ivory tower, Tinka." And then she's gonna go below deck.
Fart cantrip as you leave.
You know what?
Tinka's
She's
gonna
press
try
the-
and go
she's
find
gonna
Simon.
press the digitation, her own fart cantrip, right at fucking Tinka.
Jesus
For
Christ.
good fucking measure. And then she's gonna walk below deck.
Everybody in this area goes, ugh, did she just fart?
Yeah, Tinka goes to find Simon.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's near the kitchen and the stocks kind of, I'd actually probably put him back here. Yeah, you find him, he's like, he seems like he's working on stuff, but his heart's not in it. Like, not really paying attention. He's just kind of like trying to stay busy.
Wait, isn't Simon in the kitchen exactly where Selwyn went?
He'll be in the next room, so
Okay.
I think you would have to pass her, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I don't care. She just won't acknowledge her. She'll just walk past.
It's fine. Alright. Someone was looking for gold to give Simon to try to pay him off.
Okay, so you would have gotten
Like,
there
feel bad.
first. Are you trying to find them
Yeah.
first? Okay.
Yep. So I literally am giving him 10 gold out of my pocket. I'm removing this right now. Listen, I want to show you that I'm serious about how sorry I am. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
He holds his hand out and says, thanks. I guess I appreciate it.
It'll never happen again, Simon. I promise.
If it never happens again, I guess we're good.
Great. Alright, someone's gonna busy herself. She's actually gonna try to take inventory now.
Okay.
So,
Investigation check.
fuck. I was hoping I'm done in the kitchen. I could get away with not doing that. but
Nope.
That's okay.
We're doing rolls for it
Ciao.
always. 19. Okay. Have you still been swiping stuff from your own stocks here or no?
No, I've stopped. I've stopped
Okay.
that attitude. This is my kitchen now. I'm not gonna steal for myself.
Okay. Are you just checking kitchen rations or are you checking other things as well?
I'm checking kitchen rations in general, making sure, like, seeing if the rats have gone in there. Do we have any weevils, etc.?
No rats, no weevils. You do notice that it seems like a little bit more food is gone than you would have accounted for.
Seems like we have a stowaway. Immediate thought. Simon, do you think we have a stowaway? And I think Tinka would show up right about there.
Probably. Yeah, probably about
Yeah.
there.
She's me pointing out the lower than normal food rations and asking, "Do you think we have a stowaway?" Yeah.
So Tinka, you would probably hear that as you're coming in.
Oh, that there's a stowaway.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's definitely at least one stowaway.
No, Tinka. I mean like a real stowaway. Like there's somebody on the ship.
Oh,
who
I
shouldn't be.
understand.
Okay.
There's definitely someone on the ship that shouldn't be.
Someone like shrinks over against the wall, trying to make herself tiny and invisible. Not casting invisibility, just thinking about it really hard.
Just wish I was invisible.
At this point, we had breakfast, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How far are we from lunch?
I would say probably nearing lunch now. Like plenty of things have
gotta get
happened.
ready.
Yeah, I mean it's probably about time to start prepping.
Simon, you want to go throw the traps out with me?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. He'll go with you to the top deck.
Good luck. Hope them fish bite.
Roll for me a
She will ignore
D20. Roll for me a D20 DC 12 to see if you fix the other trap overnight. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
the other
it's
trap is
fixed.
good. Yeah. Roll.
All right, so she hands Simon his, and then she'll roll hers. Yay, we got fish.
Yeah. At
Yeah,
least,
she can
Liam's
trap.
give him some of that guidance, but they caught fish, but he's still gonna give
Well,
him
no,
that
there's-
guidance anyway.
So-
He can give it to Simon.
yeah, you can give it to Simon.
Mhm.
14. So he was successful. But so we don't really need it. Hold on to it if we do anything else. Up for a minute. We can add it to the D6, can't we? I get to rule it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can add the D4 to the
There you
D6.
go.
So roll a D6, 5, and then we'll add
Ooh,
just one more D4. 12 fish.
Okay, Tinka's gonna take one and tell Simon, I want to try giving Kit just a fish and see if he likes them just like this. He hasn't been eating much besides this morning, so he might be hungry.
Okay.
So 11 fish, and Tinka keeps.
11 fish. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little re-swizzling at this point. Tide would have come back and like taken over. Leon, if you want to stay up, you can. Your late shift would have probably like continued on to like midday, and then midday you'd be able to go to sleep. So it's probably like nearing the end of your day. Kai's probably gonna go do roughly the same thing. Vane would go do the same thing, and we're gonna like rotate some people out for this second half of the day. Yeah, Kit's above deck and he's playing. Absolutely. You can interact with the little pup.
He's, oh gosh, where,
Probably
okay, I
playing
think I'm
with
on the
his
wrong
dad.
map.
No, he's
Okay.
he's right here.
Kit, I just caught some fish. I don't know if you like them raw, but I wanted to give you one just in case you do.
As soon as you like remotely hold it out, he snatches it from your hands and starts just like ripping into its head.
All right, well, good. Hopefully that's enough for a little while. If you get hungry again, let me know. If you don't like what they're making, we'll try and get you some fish.
He shakes his head violently and goes, and he's just like
All right.
slamming it. His dad looks down
Alright.
and goes, slow down. And then he takes it, and then he takes a bite, and then hands it back down. Like the dad tax.
Okay, cool. So that's one thing handled, and then Tinka will probably just go back to box duty.
Cool. Somebody roll for me a d6.
Nobody?
Okay, I will roll a D.
Anna rolled a d6. 3.
There we go.
Okay. It's about this time, middle of the day, that the storm clouds overhead begin to swirl and thunder off in the distance, and then thunder up really close, lightning flashes, rain begins to pour, wind begins to blow, and the sails tear away from the dock. It seems like the rigging, at least on one of the sails, has broken free. And Tide would know to call all hands on deck at this point. So the few folks who had already started wandering down, all start coming back up and trying to reconvene. We're going to have a couple survival checks here. Anna, you can roll one with, well, actually, you can do a strength check. Timothy, as the carpenter, you can do one as a strength check. and then Vane can do one. These are all strength. Okay. Five, 9, and 3. Okay, and then Vane rolled a 15. Why is that OOC? Oh, because it was a low roll. Yeah, so the two of you are trying to go and it's just like the ropes, because the wind is blowing, the ropes that you guys are trying to, like, before you can even like latch onto them, they're slipping out. But Vane, he's able to like grab one of them, wrap it around with his arm, and like pull it to, and he pulls it tight, like taut, straps it back down. He calls over to you, Himothy, and he says, we need to let the other sails loose before they capsize us. So you don't even necessarily have to like go and like capture these necessarily to like re-rig or anything. You really just need to go and like unknot the two lines at the front. Go ahead, the two of you, and make another one. Vane is going to give Anna the help action, so you get to roll with advantage.
Does Leon see this happening?
Yes. Boom.
Mage hand. Help.
Woo, mage hand help.
Okay, then Himothy, you get to roll with advantage as well. Go ahead, roll another one. Okay. Oof. Them strength checks ain't doing it for us. Yeah, Anna, you're able to successfully this time with Vane's help. You pop the rigging part loose, the knots that are holding things down. You're able to pop it loose, and so now there's only like one piece of rigging still holding this sail a little too tight, and the ship starts to steer off course. And the three of you who are still kind of at the front at the helm, you notice that the ship is veering off. The compass begins to turn very rapidly, going counterclockwise. Roll for me one more. Himothy, you can do it with advantage if Anna wants to give you the help action, or vice versa.
I think my strength is a little bit higher if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
I haven't done so well on it, so I'm gonna say, yeah, give me a hand over here.
Anna with advantage.
I didn't want to type out my question. Okay.
Boom. Okay, perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys, with this last one, you guys are able to roll over very quickly and pop this last one loose. The sails are flapping like wildly in the wind, but the ship is no longer being like completely blown in this wild direction anymore. Anna, you're actually called over to the helm to try and steer it back over as the one who was like going to like kind of oversee this position a little bit. And what you're finding is that the keel is something is pressing against it, and like the current is super heavy here, pressing against the ship. And this kind of persists for quite a while. Tinka, I need you to roll an Arcana check for me at disadvantage, because it's very rainy, very windy.
Okay.
Didn't even matter. DC was 15. Yeah.
Champion.
You go to work on the box, and the lightning's still flashing all around. You're able to very quickly, within like the first minute or so. I mean, it does take a little bit of time because you're having to like keep everything pretty well, like dry, kind of from this area to be able to like work on it well.
Right.
But with your nimble fingers, you're able to kind of get in and do what you need to disperse it. And what you see is this big arcane blast shoot up from the center mast where the box is kind of against. And when that goes off, the storm dissipates from around you, but only in probably like a 1 mile radius. It is not nearly as big as the rest of it. You can still see the storm not that far off all around you. But at least in this immediate vicinity, the storm has kind of calmed enough that you can get back on track. Well done.
Thank you. +5 to Arcana helps.
Sure does. Cool. So that is the halfway point of this day. This is day 2. Shifts kind of transfer here. Those who are going to go rest can go rest. Who wants to take over for the next 8 hours on what do we want to call this? Lookout kind of position while Pick rests.
Tinka can.
Okay.
We got a full 8 hours of sleep, so I don't mind doing it.
Perfect. You got pretty okay perception.
Yeah, I mean, I got
a plus.
sleep too. If I can be on one side of the ship if she's on the other or something.
Yeah, that'll be great. Then we'll give you guys kind of like an advantage to both be looking out. That's good. Cool.
Just to make sure this is like not for the night. Like I'm having like Leon and Tide. I'm thinking I'm kind of like switching them off for the night and the day. So
Yes.
Is this night shift or day
This
shift?
this is day shift.
Okay, so I'll leave Tide out.
Yeah, Tide is going to be out. He's kind of replaced you. And actually, Augustus is going to take over for Kai. For the sake of he needs to rest too.
Tinka just wants to say good night, Pick.
Good night, Pick. He says it right back because he can't say anything else.
Well, so I don't know
He can say, "Hi, my name is Tinka." That's pretty much it.
because he can cut it up word by word and make sentences with words he's heard.
Yeah.
Canonically. Wait, yeah, because that's
I'm-
how Kinku's are.
I think they can only repeat phrases. I don't even think they can break it up.
We'll look it up later. It doesn't
It's
matter.
fine. It's like
But,
a
yeah, we'll
parrot
figure
for all sakes and all intents and purposes. In which case he would just say goodnight. So yeah, this is absolutely a skeleton crew at this point. It's very small numbers of folks up here at this point. Someone else roll me a d6 of those who are awake. So Faline, Tinka, or Tide.
A D6?
I'm making food. No, should
I
I
can
roll?
do
yeah.
it for Tide. Oh,
Okay,
got it.
at 5. Perfect. Okay. As you guys sail on for a few more hours, the night begins to, like, the day kind of turns into night. We'll speed this up for all intents and purposes. You would have had lunch for those who want to have lunch. We're getting on towards dinner at this point. Long rest is occurring for those who are resting. Dinner occurs. I'm not going to make you roll anything, Selwyn, for these. We're just going to have them happen.
Right. I'm assuming we had lots of good fish.
Really solid fish because you rolled super high on fish. 12 fish just feeds you guys pretty
Love
well.
that. Love that. So can we just make some like proper seafood paella and
Sure.
then stew with the leftover for dinner?
Yeah, that works.
Perf.
The night falls. Keeping in mind that this is like late autumn, so it gets dark kind of early. It's probably only like 6 o'clock when it gets dark. So about 7 or so, it's dark outside. It's harder to see, but you hear way off in the distance, in the mist, a bosun whistle, which Tide knows is the signal of a ship.
Tide's going to I guess he'll probably decide to change direction toward the whistle.
Okay. Give me a. Let's do this as. Let's do it as perception first to see if you can tell exactly which direction it is. Yeah. So this is almost directly north of where you are. So you're gonna have to divert course, kind of. Not terribly, but enough that it's going to take you pretty far off of where you were headed. As you do that, you hear the whistle again, this time not in the same direction. Give me another perception check. God, it's +6. This time it's sounding like it's coming from the southeast.
Guilty. But from the north to the southeast, it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
And what so what again does it signify to Tide? Like the bosun's whistle? Like is it like a ship in distress, or
It's
just like
it's
a
just an
ship,
indication of like there's a ship nearby.
Does he have a whistle as well?
The bosun
Is
would,
there a whistle on board?
which should technically be Anna. I think, right?
Oh
Oh no, who did we choose? I think
Wait,
we
was the
we made
bosun.
Timothy the bosun.
Yeah,
Timothy would have a whistle.
whoever's. But he's below deck, right?
He's
I'm
sleeping.
sorry, is there a need for a high-pitched, loud voice that carries?
A bard, perhaps?
Ty's going to send someone in search for a whistle or something, some form of communication that we can try to signal back with.
I think Augustus would specifically go get Timothy, since that's the role he's in, to come up on
Alright.
deck.
Or even I probably would have handed it over at shift change as I was giving like the handoff. It would have been like, here, you take this.
So Augustus kind of like filling in that role. I think he'd still come get you for this, since this is your role.
Chain of command and all that.
Yeah, chain of command. Augustus is a carpenter. Yeah, so as you get on deck, and this isn't necessarily going to stop your 8 hours or anything like that, as far as what happens next will determine. But you get on deck. Do you blow your whistle?
Yeah, I guess I'd blow it back.
Okay. These rolls. When you blow it, you see off kind of like where you guys are headed now. I'm trying to like orient myself from where we navigated to. We started heading a little more north from where you were. Off of the starboard bow, you would see a pale, almost ghastly ship sailing in the mist. It doesn't look super far off, but it's coming in your direction, almost like headed straight for you.
Like so ghastly, like frightening ghastly, like it looks not friendly.
Like ethereal. So you can see
Ty's
through
gonna
it.
call all hands to deck.
Okay. So you guys, everyone hears a shout, like a really hearty shout. All hands, all hands, all hands.
Oh, all right.
Everyone, except for Kay and Kit, they don't go above.
As soon as everyone gets up on deck, Tide's going to point out this ghastly ship. He's gonna say like I heard a bosun's whistle, and I sent for our own, thinking maybe it was he's gonna recall because there was mention of like another expedition that had been sent that they lost track of, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's gonna like mention that and be like, maybe I wasn't sure what to find, so we responded, and then now we've seen this. So I called everyone onto deck.
Yeah. So directionally, where you are now seeing this ship is in the direction of the first whistle. The second whistle you would have heard would have been kind of on the left side of the ship, the port side, and kind of towards the rear. But this is coming perpendicular to you, this direction, a couple 100 feet out. You can't really see too well in the mist, but you do see this like spectral, almost greenish blue hue moving in your direction, and it's coming fast. What do you do?
Tide's gonna look at our gunner, which is Faylene,
Mm-hmm.
and see like should we prepare the cannons?
This ship is like see-through.
It's spectral. It's kind of ghostly.
We can prepare the cannons, but this looks like a ghost. I don't know if it's gonna work, but yes, I can go down and. Do I have a crew for this?
Vane will be like your second hand. You guys can basically shoot 2 cannons around if you wanted to.
I can
Okay.
I can also help.
And it
if
can also
need be.
assist.
Okay.
And at the mention of it being ghastly, Tide's going to look at Leon and at Tinka and be like, maybe you could help instead if the cannons will not.
Yep, that's fine.
uh,
I think Leon, you're gonna probably do the most help with you being all godly and shit, but I'm here to help.
Aren't
Leon's
you
gonna be like,
trying to
godly?
sell
Leon?
them?
Someone
Yeah.
you have
Leon?
the voice, and we're gonna need to
What?
hear the callouts for the cannons below. You do callouts, all right? When you want us to
What
shoot
the-
stuff.
What? Me?
You have the loud voice, yes.
Okay.
And then
Alright.
Tides, if there's like any form of like navigating of the ship that he feels would be best to like for a combat situation or something, he's going to like direct the ship in that direction. I don't really know what is strategically important.
Yeah, so he thinks he can try and identify like a weak spot on the vessel, which is a roll to have a DC 15 intelligence check. He can call it a deck barrage, which is like anybody who has a ranged weapon on board can send a hail of arrows. Things you can do as the first mate: rally or terrify. Anna can call for a brace for impact or evasive maneuvers. Kai can call for ramming speed, which basically, or full sail, which can basically speed the ship up, which I'm going to say either the two of you, Tide or Leon, so Vol, you really get to make this decision here. If you want things to speed up, now's the time to say it. It looks like the direction this is coming, they're headed for a collision within the next 12 seconds.
Oh,
You got
okay.
2 rounds of decisions to make. I'm not going to actually drop us into a combat scenario just yet, but you got 2 rounds. Anybody want to do anything in these 2 rounds? Obviously, we're readying the cannons. I'm going to say that's the first round for Baleen, Anna, and...
Question, DM.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Could I attach this to a cannon shot?
Hell yeah, I'll say you can.
Okay.
I'm absolutely on board with that.
Okay, so if they're looking like they're gonna ram us, I guess from Tide's perspective, would it be better for us to try to speed up to get past them, or to try to like redirect so that they, you know, pass on by or break or some such thing? Obviously, you can't break in a ship, but you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously sailing, you kind of have to go with the wind, right?
Mhm.
You don't want to get rammed full speed. That would be
Mhm.
really bad for the ship. Tide, just with his natural insight, I'm not gonna, or you can roll insight with advantage, I think, probably, if you want me to give you
Okay.
some direction here. Nat 20, perfect. You would know the best thing to do is to speed up and to try and come about to the starboard side, so you could ready the cannons to like hit them in more of a parallel manner. It would actually be like an acute angle manner. Let me use
Alright.
my drawing tools. If they're coming
Okay.
this direction, what you want to try and do is get them to like come at you this direction.
Right. Okay. So Tide's going to do that. He's going to call whatever order those
The ramming
orders
speed.
are.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
broadside.
he's going to have both the cannon as well, because like the ship appears hostile, right? So he's gonna have both the cannon as well as I guess Leon will have I don't know, I guess a guided bolt ready, and I don't know what Tinka wants to do, but Tide will have both the magic and the physical cannons ready for like the optimum moment when they turn about and are broadside or what have you.
Okay.
Tinka will hold Firebolt just in case, but she's not going to hold it to just when they're within 120 feet. It's going to be when they're close enough and showing that they're hostile.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hold
Yeah.
it until hostility.
Right.
Okay. Is that Tide's call? Is to say hold until you see hostility?
Yes. Like because I mean by the ramming speed, I think we're presuming hostility, but we're gonna want to wait for like some form of confirmation, I think.
Okay. So your first round, you're able to successfully maneuver out of the way and begin to position yourself kind of around the side of the ship. It continues on in the direction it was going, picking up speed. It doesn't appear to turn towards you. You hear the bosun whistle again. That's the first round. You guys want to do anything with the second round?
Like he just continued on, like he just left us be.
Well, they're kind of right next to you guys at this point. We'd call them near parallel.
Oh, oops! I didn't mean to click that.
Hmm. Now that they're closer, do we notice anything like anyone on the deck, any like figures, anything like that?
Perception checks for anybody who wants to.
Yeah, I want to.
Ooh.
DC rolling like crap today.
Charles!
Oh man,
Someone, no.
I'm gonna reward all these nat 20s,
Oh,
even with the
crap.
minuses. You guys just rolled great. Yeah. Nicely done. Okay, so anyone who's above a 15, you guys see there are no spectral forms on board. It appears to be just a ship. The sails are tattered. It is basically a ghost ship. Seems to be sailing on its own. You're not sure where the whistle comes from. The nat 20s, each of you, even Anna, I'm going to reward the nat 20, even though it's technically an 18. I'm still going to reward it because I want to do that. You all see one captain-like figure who's riding a sail. It seems like he's like swinging from the masts. But as he like swings from one, he dissipates and then shows up on another and then dissipates. And that you just see it for like a brief second. It's like he swings from the entire course of the ship in just like a brief 2-second period. And then that's it. Everything else though, nothing about this looks physical. It just looks like a ghost ship. Nothing about it is identifiable. It doesn't look like what they described the other ship to have, like the lost ship to have been lost by. This ship looks old. It also doesn't look like ships you've seen before. It doesn't appear to be of Kyrian build.
Is there anything in this whole thing that Tide would recognize from any like I don't know, like a seafarer's stories or anything along those lines?
With his nat 20, the only thing I could tell you as a nautical person is because this is not a ship he's experienced before, it gives him pause to wonder where this ship came from. There's nothing in stories, there's nothing in books, there's nothing he's seen. This ship looks very strange. And as a sailor, he knows that the strangeness of it could mean that it's it either has like an arcane implication, something that was built intentionally to be like deceiving, something that was built with like arcane purpose or intent, something that would have been hidden from like design, but it's definitely nothing that's been like manufactured in like a broad capacity. But outside of that, I don't know that like any of you would have experience with it. Faylene, though, there's something about the energy that it's putting off that is unique to things you've experienced before. It's not like I guess the etherealness of it or the spectralness of it is not normal, right? The word like ghosts and spectral forms and that kind of stuff is not something that like you often hear about. You hear about it sometimes, but like this has a very, I don't know the best way to describe it, pixie-like quality to it, almost a fae element to it.
Oh, okay.
And that's something that you kind of pick up on, and with your 19 perception, like maybe you get a glimpse of this captain's face. It's like an elongated elven-like face. Actually, all of you with a 20 would have probably picked that up as well. It doesn't look exactly elven, kind of elven, with elongated facial features.
I'm just gonna like yell up to the top then. Ty, this seems like it's maybe a bit of Fey magic or something Fey related. Just be careful interacting with it. Let's maybe wait and see. Fey are tricky.
And since they are, and it hasn't attacked or shown any aggression yet, so
Nope.
Tide's going to like signal like let's calm down the alert level a little bit. Like let's not attack without any provocation here. Let's see what it does.
Okay. Second round, you continue to maneuver around until you're almost parallel with it. And as it gets to the stern of the ship, it disappears into the mist. Just gone.
Maybe it's just like a remnant memory.
Tide's gonna look at Timothy and be like, "Can you give me another blow on your whistle?"
Yeah, I'll let me do that, and I'll blow the whistle again.
Let's do this as a performance check.
Ooh.
I like rolls. You gotta stop rolling that once, my dude.
Oh God.
Spits in the whistle.
Yeah, it's like you go to blow into it and then you just drop it. You have to scramble for
Or
it
I
and
just
pick it
blow
back
too
up.
hard and it just doesn't make that noise.
Yeah.
Like, whichever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you've ever seen a bosun whistle, it's not like a standard whistle. You actually have to cup your hand around it to get it to blow the right sound. And so like maybe when you go to do that, like it just is like a very high pitched nothing other than like the sound a dog would hear. So the rest of you are like, what? Except like the I think Faylene, you'd probably hear it and be like, ah, God, that's so loud. Like something about your elven ears can pick up on it, and the half elves are like, oh, yeah, I can kind of hear that.
And as an experienced boat sailor, Ty's just gonna kind of give Timothy sort of like a dirty look, like, come on, man, like you're the bosun, like I need you
I'm
to
trying.
blow this
I'm
whistle here.
trying.
I'm still learning, okay?
I'm gonna shake his head and kind of.
So someone's like, I think my curse is giving me tinnitus.
So it's all those bard concerts, standing too loud, standing next to those loud lutes. God, what was I thinking?
Cool. Other than that, I mean, if you hang out for a little bit of time, you don't hear any more whistles. The sea stays relatively calm. The storm seems to have dissipated again from earlier, but nothing else really happens. So those who are resting can go back to your rest and on into the evening and wake up the next morning. You did get a little off course in this time period. And so Kai comes, and between the three of you, roll for me a survival check, and I'm gonna give Tides an advantage with Kai. So if you want to roll his advantage, you're looking for not a 10. You're looking for a 15. No,
Oh.
you guys are a little bit lost. You're not able to
Uh-oh.
get the compass to get back the direction it was because you had diverted course a little bit too much. So
Does Leon checks his forearm?
it is not night anymore, my dude. Yeah, this is the dawn of day 2. Again, kind of speeding this up. Someone roll a d6 for me.
I got it this time.
All right, 1. Love
Oof. That's like 3 in the last 4. What the fuck? Come on,
it.
You're telling me.
Guys, the rules are cursed.
A dense fog starts to roll in and merge with the mist, creating almost this like whiteout blindness. You can really only see like 5 feet ahead of you. The mist had not really been. So it does what?
Someone takes a butter knife out and tries to cut the fog.
Try to cut up the fog.
Yeah.
It slices right through it, but nothing happens. Roll a 4d4 for me.
4d4.
4d4. Roll low. Okay. For the next 7 hours, this fog persists. You are unable to see each other on this deck. It is that dense of a fog. You can hear each other, but your perceptions are all completely masked. The best bet is to, again, kind of like continue on best way you can. You can roll me another, you can do a straight roll for Tide and then a disadvantage for you. DC
For
15,
what?
For survival, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, straight for Tide.
Tide will
disadvantage
probably
for you.
also order
okay, great.
the disadvantage for me. Tide will probably order that, like, you know, the ship go like cautiously
Yeah.
through
Just
this
going
like low
slow.
visibility. Yeah.
Yeah. So after about 2 hours of like trying to fight the fog, the 3 of you like huddled around the compass. Kai and Tide are like successfully able to like get you guys back on track. They notice that the speed at which it's going. He thinks you might have actually gotten completely turned around at some point. So he turns the ship back around and eventually it does slow and eventually pinpoints to where it should be. But then, yeah, after about 7 hours, the fog dissipates. Again, there's another shift change. Meals are great. We can roll for fish if you want to, Tinka.
Yeah, we can. Did we go through all of it from earlier?
Yeah, it would whole meals for lunch and dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first
Leon
one's a
gives
6.
guidance
We got a lot
again
of people.
since they're fishing.
So successes for both, and then
Hooray.
6 plus whatever you roll. Bridge.
Dang, good roll. Another 6.
12 fish.
Oh,
All right.
fishes.
Yeah,
Lot of
12
fish
fish.
again.
Yeah, it's
No
gonna be
dolphins, but lots of fish.
lots of fish.
I'll tell you right now, we're having lots of seafood paella, fish stew, biscuits and gravy, son biscuit for Kit.
Love it. It's just fish and gravy. Kit
Yep.
smears it all over his face again, just going ham on the fish and
And
gravy.
just add vegetables to everything that we can on the other stuff, you know,
Yeah.
those chopped whatever dried veggies we got in the stew. So we're still getting our macronutrients.
There you go.
Not including this one, but going forward, I think Tinka's just gonna start stealing 1 or 2 fish per trip, one for a Kit and one for his dad.
Just giving it to them individually, but Kaylani's gotta suffer. Love it. Yeah.
She's more sophisticated.
She is very sophisticated in comparison.
I'm gonna look at her sensitivities about clothes.
So shift change again. Lunch and dinner are great. Coming into the night, we're gonna do skeleton crew one more time. Roll for me a d10 this time.
Someone other than me, I was rolling ones.
Who wants to roll?
I have good luck, I feel like.
I'm staying
Okay,
away
go
from this.
I can roll it.
Ooh!
9. Oh, this is the one I hoped for.
Oh, she did it. Okay.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
great.
Oh no.
Oh
That's
no.
not a good sign.
Great, yay, DM. You
No,
get what
this
you
is-
wanted.
the one
This
the
is-
DM hoped for.
This is a fun one for me. The storm begins to again
Damn.
rumble and rile overhead, though it's not terrible. It's just what you would expect. It doesn't seem like a magical storm. It seems almost like a normal storm. Though those who are awake look over the edge and notice that the water below doesn't match the weather they are in. The surface is glassy, and moreover, it's mirrored. It's not like regular glassy water. It actually has like a deep reflection, almost silvered. You don't even see ripples from the ship moving through the sea, just stillness. What do you do?
Is Tide on board or Leon on board?
This is going to be nighttime, so it'll be Leon.
Leon. Is this anything at all familiar to him? Anything he recognizes?
Not at first. How much time do you let pass before you do anything? This is weird. I mean, I think everyone above board would recognize this is weird. You're sailing on what appears to be a mirrored surface.
Probably not too much time. If he didn't recognize anything right away, he would probably like kind of start calling out to people, be like, "Hey, what is this? What's going on? Do you know what this is? Is this something you've heard of from before?"
Okay, who do you call out to?
It's just the people like who's the most like experienced sailor that's like on the ship right now? Like,
Aside from Tide, is going to be Kai.
But is he like on duty, or is he?
With you, I'll say yes for now.
All right, so he's gonna ask Kai first.
He'll go look over the edge. Actually, go to the front of the ship as well and look over. Run to the back, look over, and make particular note of the fact that it doesn't appear that there are any waves. Just the reflection of the ship, and when he looks over, he sees himself. And then he'll say, "I have never seen anything like this before. Never heard of anything like this before. This is very strange."
Okay. With that, Leon's gonna call all hands to deck.
Okay. So everybody back to the deck. When everyone gets up there, you all, without even having to roll, notice it's very strange. You see the clouds overhead again, lightning, except when you look at the lightning, it flashes off the surface. And you look down, and it is this glassy, mirrored surface on the ocean. It doesn't even look like the ocean. Almost looks like you'd walk in it.
Someone know any myths or stories about this?
Ooh, give me a history check.
Where's that Bard College?
Yeah,
Oh!
20. Yeah, that's good.
Ooh.
I graduated Bard
Col-
College, son!
College of Lore.
College of Lore, bitch!
You have never heard of it being this broad, but you have heard of instances where people have turned water into, or liquids into silver glass. And usually, and actually, it's funny, it's something that is kind of unique to where you're from. It's something like a magic that your mother has helped source.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Tide and Leon are both gonna look at Silwyn with like, what's going on? What do you recognize this?
I do. I also want to use this opportunity to tell everybody the food stores are lower than they should be. I believe there's a stowaway on board. Just throwing that out there. And
There
then
is a
yeah,
stowaway.
Gasp.
gasp. And then also yeah, my it's funny this. My mom makes this magic. This is her thing. I'm kind of confused.
Is
You're-
it Fey magic or?
It's yeah, loosely. It's elvish sort of fey. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know what it's doing here.
Are you saying your mother is here in the storm?
I'm saying she might have sold some stuff to some people who are using this.
And what does this magic do exactly?
Some sort of weird silver magic stuff.
Yeah, I don't think she would know what it does. You've just seen it before, and when you were a child, it would have been like when you first came to live with your
It's
mother.
like a long time. It really was like a long time ago. Yeah, it's been years since I saw this, and I don't really know what it's used for. Okay, my mom told me she was a consultant, and I could never figure out what that job meant. What do you consult on?
She works for Mary Kay.
What does that mean? She works for Mary Kay.
Leon's gonna
Doesn't
look
this look
lost.
similar
He's
to
gonna
the
be like,
lake?
what is even what is a consultant?
Doesn't this look like a silver? Doesn't this kind of look like the silver lake from the island? Though, then?
So the silver was in the lake, right? It was in the crystals in the
Right.
lake. This looks
Right.
almost like the water has turned silver and it's flat.
Got you. Okay, some alchemy shit here. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I run my primeval awareness and see if there's anything outside of the ship that
Sure.
is like Fey or something that might be controlling it?
Yeah.
Also, you're turning robot-y.
Yeah,
Just so you
Fleur,
know.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
the same thing. Do the thing. Unplug, replug.
Do the thing.
The thing that you do.
To fix the thing that happens.
Okay, it should be better now, yeah?
Yeah.
It is.
Yep,
Yep.
you're good.
Okay, good. All right,
Being
perfect.
successful.
Yes. I don't have to roll or anything. It's just one
Yeah, you
action
just
uses
expend
a
your-
spell slot.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. In the non-favored terrain, it's 1 mile, like within 1 mile. It doesn't tell us exactly where the thing is, but it'll just let us know if there's something out in the water.
Yeah, so I mean you get a mile since ocean isn't favored terrain, but a mile's about as far as you can see in the mist anyway. I mean far further than you can see in the mist. Okay, you pick up on a few things, right? Leon is celestial. You pick up on Anna as a fae. You pick up.
Yeah. I did this spell around them before, so
Yeah.
I did pick up
Yeah,
on them
you're
from
aware of
yeah.
those things from
Am I
previously.
evil still?
No, she's well aware.
Oh yeah, was she evil last time?
I was evil last time. Am I still evil?
Well, so this doesn't pick up necessarily like the evil or good stuff. It tells you if you're fae, fiend, celestial, dragon, aberration, elemental, fiend, undead.
It was Timothy that saw
Yeah,
the
he
evil
has
on
he
you.
has good and evil,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like the closest thing is she has like hints of aberration on her. No, but below you sense below the surface, like deep, right at the very range of where you can sense like a mile down, an aberration, like an aberrant source.
Okay.
The other thing you can kind of pick up on is like the surface of the water does have a fey element to it. The whole surface, as far as you can sense.
Okay. All right. So everyone's. I kind of like look down at the water over the side, and I look back at everyone like, underneath us, really far down. There's an aberration.
Like a leviathan?
I can't give you specifics on what it is. I just know that there's an aberrant
Someone immediately
under the
moves away from
water,
the
and the
edge.
water feels fey, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wonder what Mom was doing.
Like an aberration just doesn't really belong here. It's not supposed to be here.
Did it cause the storms?
Good.
Could I do a history check and see if Tinka has any background with like a what did we say this was?
Aberration?
Aberration.
Aberrations in magic usage, or like just a history of that between them?
This would be more Arcana than history. like the concept of aberration would be an Arcana check. But yeah, you can do a check.
I'll do an Arcana.
17. Yeah, you know just from your various studies, especially with like the concept of tinkering and like the playfulness of magic, that there are people who, for lack of a better term, play with magic in not so nice ways. And aberrations come from magic sources that went wrong, where things have been spliced together, where things have become monstrous that weren't intended to be monstrous. Sometimes they can be from sources unknown, but they are definitely not supposed to be of the natural Kyrian world. And so aberrations, as they exist in across Kyrios, are usually things that are put down, isolated, jailed, whatever it may be, but they are not good.
This would be stuff that
Yeah.
the Emerald Enclave goes after and corrects.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't supposed to be here. It's probably going to be pretty strong. We should. Yeah, I guess we're prepared as we can.
Can I make note of this location of the creature, or am I like, I don't know anything about the sea and I can't relate this to the Emerald
I don't even
Enclave?
think Kai would note exactly where you are. I mean, he can make general reference to like directions you went, but like in the mist, getting lost, kind of having an idea, like he can kind of like on his maps and charts say like it's got to be somewhere in this range because we're only 3 days out. We've headed this general direction, but we could be off by 50 or 100 miles, but I can certainly take note of it.
Okay. Would I know a way to like just send a letter to the Emerald Enclave? Like if I need to like write all this stuff out, or
Yeah, I mean, when you get back to shore, absolutely, you can send a letter for sure. Probably not from Farangul. You'd have to be on one of the main islands, but absolutely could.
right.
Yeah, so do you guys, I mean, you just kind of keep sailing over it. I mean, it's you go 120 feet per whatever the distance is. Yes.
So is there like the Leon's gonna like take a look at like does the surface of the like so it just looks silver and it's like reflective? That's like what it is. Like
Yeah.
that's what he sees.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, it looks like you're sailing on a mirror.
But the water's breaking with the around the ship, right?
No.
Like,
It's completely flat. It almost looks like the ship is just like hovering over it almost. If you didn't know better, like if you weren't able to look down and see that it's cutting
okay.
through, it's almost not moving at all.
but we can see it's cutting through.
Is there something like on deck that like Leon could use to like, you know, rig something like a little container up to get like a sample?
Oh, I
you
see.
know, like
We
you
could
know,
throw a
like,
vial in a
Ooh, that's a
fishing
good
trap,
idea.
like an open vial.
yeah, or like he could use his mage hand with the vial or something
Oh, yeah,
like
the mage
that to
hand.
get a sample.
Yeah. Mage
Yeah.
hand.
Perfect.
Pride should have extra alchemy equipment, so we might be able to take a vial.
Yeah, just like something to get a sample.
Yeah. So you cast Mage Hand. It drifts towards the surface, holding this vial. It dips below the surface as you guys are continuing to sail along. Drags, comes up inside the bottle. Looks like a pure mirror.
And Leon's gonna hand it to Tinka because he's gonna say like I think this is kind of your specialty here.
Yeah, I can poke her. I don't think I'll have an answer immediately, but I can poke around and see what I can figure out from.
Certainly.
So she's gonna try and cast Identify, and it ritually, so it will be like a 10-minute cast.
Okay. I'll come back to that in the next session because I gotta figure it out.
No, you're fine. We can brainstorm.
I mean, I know generally what I want to call it, but I don't know yet. But we'll remember you have it. But you continue on. you eventually start to see ripples, and then the silver breaks to blue and dissipates from underneath the ship. And you look behind you, and you still see like the silver glass fade into the mist. And you hear a deep rumble below the ship, and the ship shudders for a moment. And then it keeps sailing.
Why did it do that? Is that normal? Is that normal for ships to do? Why did the ship do that? Someone tell me.
It's hungry.
It's hungry.
Tidal
Was
would
it
just,
like
you know.
was it like when we
Oh.
switched from the silver to the blue? Is that what did it?
You were on the blue for like a few seconds after the switch. It felt like it was coming from lower, below the sea.
Like when there's a turbulent air being created that allows the ship to like shake and rock for a second because there's a bunch of weird air pockets coming up. So ships can capsize.
Give
Someone, didn't you say
me-
you think that there's a stowaway? Should we?
Yes, yes, there is a
Either-
stowaway, and I want to look for them. I'm gonna do that now.
Is it still night, or is it like, because I think Leon
Yeah,
called
this is
everyone to
nighttime.
deck, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still nighttime. It's late. It's probably like 4 a.m.
I mean, when I was taking inventory earlier, I didn't find anything out of the ordinary. So if there is a stowaway, where exactly would they be hiding?
With your incredibly low one
good
investigation.
That's a great question,
I'm aware of that.
Anna.
I'm
gonna
going with
continue.
it.
That's a great
I'm
question,
gonna
Anna.
investigate.
Maybe they hadn't
this.
taken much, but there's a lot more food missing than should have been gone last time I checked, which was more recently. I might have some recency bias. I understand that, but I'm still gonna look. I'm gonna look for
Recency
everything.
bias.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, investigate this one. Roll investigation too, someone, if you're helping me look.
Oh yeah, I am. Investigation. Investigate this. +5.
Investigate this.
Oh shit, bad.
Oh,
Timothy
not
would
a
go
good
look
roll.
as well.
Okay.
You know what?
I'll also look.
Before,
It's
oh
nothing.
shit, I was gonna be like, you know what? Before I know if that's failed or not, I
There you
don't
go,
know how
Anna.
to react of any of this. I'm gonna bardic inspo. We got 2 things of bardic inspo. We're gonna give it to Faylene, Himothy, and Leon.
Okay.
Actually, we're
Ooh.
gonna do 3. We're gonna give all 3 bardic inspos in case you guys need to add a little d6 to your roll.
Perfect.
Leon's gonna keep sailing the ship, I think. I had Tide look. So.
Oh, sorry, that was Tide who did it. Then sorry,
Okay.
Tide.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna remove my 3 charges.
Bailey and Sylvan, as you're looking, I mean, you both are. I don't know that you really know what you're looking for so much as just like you're just kind of checking around general boxes and stuff. It doesn't seem anything like super out of place, best you can tell. Feeling maybe you come across one box with like a lid open, and it seems weird. And when you open the box, there's linens inside, but it doesn't seem super out of place. Timothy, you also clock that when she opens the box, linens are in there, but you think maybe that linens have been moved from where they would have originally been stored. Like if linens need to be replaced on the sheets, this would probably be where they would be coming from, but that would only happen if things had gotten like really dirty and in need of changing. And so it shouldn't have been opened at all. So to have things taken out and put back, it makes you a little more cautious. And so as you and Anna are looking around, you notice a space where crates have been moved aside that's about the size of a human, or humanoid at least, probably 5.5 feet in length as like an open space. And about the time you figure that out and pick up where that might have been, a figure appears.
Ah,
And she says,
Hello.
I'm sorry to have deceived you. There's more you need to know about where you're headed. But I couldn't tell you until we were near.
but why?
There are many dangers that wait. There is an appointed time. And You'll understand as you get close. Forgive my intrusion.
Okay, what do you have to tell us? And what was that about a brother? I have so many questions.
You may ask.
Do I have blood out there that I don't know?
At this question, it seems that that may be the case. Yes. You do have a brother. I believe your paths will cross in the future.
Oh
In
god.
the near future, or
That is not for me to determine.
is there a stowaway on the ship?
He's the stowaway.
She laughs.
She's the stowaway.
She's
Oh,
the
I
stowaway.
just
So-
so it is like
So ditzy.
is there another
And
stowaway?
Anna just leans over and says she's the stowaway.
I understand, but I wanted to make sure if there's anyone else. I mean, I thought she didn't eat food. I didn't think she was a real person.
I assure you, I'm a very real person.
Someone reaches out and touches her.
She feels
Excuse her. She's
like a
got some
person.
issues.
she
my
nods.
question,
Uh-huh.
Did you cause that big rumble just now?
No, I fear that rumble was from somewhere in the depths. Best to avoid for now.
Okay. Agreed.
Why are there no dolphins?
Really? That's what you're asking right now? Someone...
Well, Timothy, you have a better question. I haven't heard you say anything. You've been real silently judging. Timothy. You've been really, really... Honestly, I expected more from you. I expected more.
What important information do you want to relay to us right now? That dolphins aren't really important right now. Sorry.
Okay, all the wild animals being gone is important because it has to do with the same stuff they told us on the island.
She
But we're
actually
fishing
nods at
fish
that.
up. We're eating fish.
She
but
just
we're eating
nodded.
fish.
She just nodded. Ma'am, could you just...
Okay,
please
I
be so
guess.
kind?
I guess, but like, there's fish, so like, it's just dolphins.
She laughs. No, the wildlife inside these mists are always affected. I think the
fish
reason
bad?
you've been able to catch the fish has something to do with the aura that surrounds the ship. Have you not noticed?
Yeah, there is a... The mist doesn't... Yeah, we're good.
I would expect that if you were to look underneath the ship, you would see quite a few fish swimming just below, out of safety.
Oh, they're following us.
Where exactly do you
Is
think these
the-
fish might be? Tika's got a trap in her hand.
She's ready.
Hey, where these fish at?
Is the aura being caused by you, or like, what's the aura from?
It's
Or was
from
this
the
explained before?
device, from the artificers.
Oh, there's a
so I
device
think
on the ship?
the only
Okay.
person
Oh, yeah,
who
you didn't know
knows
there's a device.
the only person who's like actually clocked anything would have been Leon, who's not here, but she'll tell you.
Leon was planning to tell Tinka his observation about I know I have it in character, but he probably could have told her.
He coulda, he just didn't.
Yeah. Fair enough.
She says, the one who carries the shard carries something very important. I mentioned this before. It will be your protector in these turbulent times. She speaks
has the
very
shard
cryptically. Leon.
Someone nods,
Yeah?
knowing that it
Okay.
has to be that fucking whistle.
You think that the whistle's the thing that's doing it?
Yeah, that's a Sylvan, and Sylvan's mind. I'm like,
It's like,
I always
it's
know that. It's
gotta
not
be the
case, but
whistle.
it's Sylvan's mind. She's like, it's that fucking whistle.
And so she thinks it's Timothy who's
It's got
being
so much radiant
But,
light.
but we all seen
Or
him
is
with
it
the
Oh, okay.
shard, right?
No,
Or is
no,
it
it's
like
Is this
Leon's
the shard?
Leon's whistle. Okay.
Leon's whistle,
Is
yeah.
this the shard from the
Oh,
thingies
Leon's whistle.
when we were-
Yeah, okay.
Radiant light emits from him when he whistles. It must be that.
What were you asking, Fleur?
God. Is this the shard from like when we were going through the obelisk things?
Are you asking that to her
Pieces?
or to me as the DM?
To you. Is this the one that?
Yeah, it was the thing you picked up in the first area.
Yeah,
in
because
the
it looked like
obelisk.
a shard and everything. So, okay.
While this conversation's going along, Leon's going to continue doing his work on deck while whistling. Fuck.
Not so good this time, my dude. Not so good.
Damn it.
Someone hears the poor whistle and is like, "Oh man, we're fucked. We're absolutely fucked."
This is
Oh,
not good.
Great. Does anyone have any more questions for?
Yeah.
I
Can
mean,
you please
does she
tell me
have
what
anything
you think?
important? Okay, and
With
do you
food,
have anything?
reading.
Hold on. Shh. Do you have anything important that you need to let us know? Because I know we've been distracted with dolphins, but like, is there anything important we need to know?
Oh, yeah, that gem.
That gem. I had to go find it. You'll understand more as you draw closer to the island. Where you're headed carries many dangers. You must not dally. The time you spend there will matter most to those you leave behind.
Okay. All right. So now you can ask your silly, ridiculous questions.
I forgot what they were.
Of course.
All right,
The dolphins.
No, it wasn't about dolphins. It was different. Oh yeah. Listen. What can we call you? What's your name?
My name is Trisva.
Trisva?
Yes, that is correct. T''RISSVA. Trisva.
That's okay. Alright, I kind of keep calling you Blue Lady.
She nods.
Thank you, Trisva. Have you been eating the food?
I have.
How would you rate it? Scale out of 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest.
Well, she's eating like the ingredients, right?
She's not eating what you cook. Yeah, she's
Oh, she's not like stealing from the kitchen, like
No,
from the actual
no.
whatever she's eating grain.
she's eating
Oh,
what
okay.
she can scavenge.
Oh man, I need you to eat something. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna whip you something up. All right, you're gonna eat with everyone now.
If you'll allow me to continue to travel with you, I would gladly do so.
Yeah,
What are we
Trisva.
gonna do? Throw her off the ship?
In charge right now.
There's no free rides though. If you're gonna be here, you're gonna be
What?
making yourself useful and helping out.
She nods. Of course.
All right, then I'm fine.
What was
Think
that,
you can just
Leon?
do like magic stuff for us up top when things get weird.
Like what?
I don't know. Whatever you can do about mist so thick you can cut a knife with it.
You know anything about this? Tinka's gonna hand her the vial of mirror water.
She holds it and says, "Curious. I suspect it is not from where we are."
No, it's from where I'm from.
I do not suspect that is
Very
true.
far. Well, it's processed there.
Perhaps.
Is it from here originally?
Best not to answer that question at the moment.
Oh, we should probably let our captain decide what to do with her since she is a stowaway and this is his ship.
Mhm.
Listen, I'll advocate for you, but there's no promises.
I understand.
Yes.
Oh,
Ty
yeah, her
probably
word means
would,
so much.
Yeah, I probably would want to weigh in on this, wouldn't he?
Of course he would, as the captain.
Yeah.
That's his
Mm.
ship.
And this lady.
Someone
is
send
the
him a
that
quick
was-
DM.
This lady is the one that was helping us before, right? And talking to us, like.
Yeah,
Yes.
at the lake.
You
Yeah.
saw her at the
Yes.
lake, and then she also showed up
That's
right before
important.
you left. And it was kind of like an appearance to let you ask her anything, and then no one asked anything.
And she showed up like initially to Tide as well, right?
Correct. She
Like
showed herself to
appeared-
Tide first.
Right.
She's also a
right.
huge asset.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. She's an asset. Yeah.
So I guess Tide. What was he? I guess we go get him and bring him there. I suppose. Or was he there the whole time? I'm not really sure.
He would probably be sleeping. It's like 4 a.m.
Alright.
Oh no. I don't think he would have
Well,
gone
I
down
had
to.
him
Oh yeah,
searching,
you had
right?
him
Because
searching.
we all-
Yeah.
yeah,
So
we
he would
had him
have been
searching.
present.
We had him
Yeah,
searching.
for sure.
Okay. So yeah. So then Tide, after hearing all of this, I think he's gonna wait. Let's do
Give me a
roll
Tide
for it.
voice.
Yeah,
I don't.
come on.
I don't do voice.
It's no different.
Yes.
Did you know Ricky
Welcome-
Mint?
Just talk softly.
Welcome
that's
to
all.
the.
Just talk like toast,
welcome
man.
to the ship. Welcome to the ship.
Actually, that's pretty good.
It was pretty good, to be honest. That was really
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you'd be very helpful, I think, and yeah, welcome.
Nailed
That
it.
was pretty good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
Nailed the assignment.
yeah, that was good.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be out of the way, right? She's here. You don't know exactly what her purpose is, but clearly she's invested in seeing you at least to this place. She told you it was nearby. She can only give you some information. She has more knowledge than she's letting on. Anybody can give me an insight check if you want to.
I was
She's
actually just
present.
gonna ask, can I do
Yeah.
an
Oh,
insight check
yes.
for?
I would love
Yeah, like,
because
I
she's
feel
not
she has
giving
more, but
anything away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel that she
Who
has
would want
more,
to
but
call her a
it's.
liar?
I think we need to ask her the right questions, and I don't think we know the questions to ask.
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed in general that she's a stowaway, just simply because it ruins my entire perception of her. As like,
An
because
ethereal
when
creature?
someone,
Me too.
right, exactly, right, because she's been like cowering behind boxes for a few days,
Stealing food?
dealing
What?
with
She's a
ingredient
person?
food.
Eating raw potatoes.
She's a person and not an
Jeez.
ethereal creature?
Yeah,
Spirits,
I
like
picture
spirit
her as
god?
like this powerful like spellcaster lady, and she's just been cowering behind some boxes eating raw potatoes. Anna's just kind of standing around looking a little disappointed.
She's
as
Latvian,
well.
okay? They eat potatoes.
Anna's disappointed that she's not a powerful spellcaster, or that she's a stowaway,
she-
or what?
No, just about her perception of her being ruined.
I'm just
Her
seemingly
image
normal
of her.
human.
It's totally
She-
normal. Just totally
Why
human.
Selwyn touched her.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a-
really?
Yeah.
In our
Okay,
party
yeah.
of
Yeah,
others,
no,
totally
I
normal
fully
humans.
understand. I fully understood what Selwyn meant by like being confused by like she was the one
yeah,
stealing
no, I
food
understood
and
too. Yeah, I
It's
thought
almost
she was
like-
some ethereal creature too. Yeah,
It's almost like
Yeah,
every
it's a
time I
little
said she
disappointing.
showed up, it was by a Misty Step, which you can only do within a certain range.
That's true.
that's
so,
true.
so she's just
It's
kind
like
of
I could
a
drop
weird
against-
stalker.
She
So
so
she's
she's
just
away
got-
when the cooldown was
So
up.
she's like a drow then.
She is a drow, yeah, but that's
Oh,
meta
she's a
knowledge.
drow. Okay.
So she's just
Oh.
kind of like a weird stalker and not like some ancient being. That's all.
Yeah, I
You don't know
The
anything.
sight. She might have the sight. She might, there might be something whispering in her ear.
Yeah, you don't have a ton of information on this mysterious woman who you know is purple and elvish. And
What do you know about
And,
Lol?
like she
Elvish-ish.
could be a time traveler who's helping us fix the timeline. We don't know yet.
You don't know.
Wait, there's no Lolth? Wait, we have no Lolth in this universe?
Nah. In fact,
Ah.
none of you would have seen a drow before, right? Drow are not known to be
Things are
on like
Ah.
Kyrios.
Can I? What about me? Huh?
No.
Or what about Leon?
Drow aren't
Really?
even things you would have
No?
seen in the astral sea.
Damn it.
I guess we've
Oh.
never seen the Underdark.
No,
Yeah,
the
the drow
the
go to the
Underdark doesn't
Underdark.
exist. The Fey realm is something that like Faelene is exposed to only by like her parents' knowledge, the Enclave's knowledge. It's not like a plane that exists that you can get to. Think of the planes as more like planets. So like to get to them would require some kind of like space travel, which thus far hasn't really existed. The only thing that
Like
has
World
kind of
Crossing and Brandon Sanderson.
Sure. The only thing that has kind of existed so far as you're aware are these rifts that she's explained that have opened these spaces almost like think like in what was it Thor Underworld or whichever one it was, where it kind of like
Yeah.
opened those portals to
Yeah.
the various planes, even though they were different like on the
Right.
the world tree or whatever. It's kind of like that in the sense that like it takes very specific things to have occurred. This obviously has
It's
occurred
kinda
once
like
before.
the Loki TV show where like there's like different universes, the multiverses, and then they got it down to one timeline, and then like these
A little
rifts
bit of
are,
that
like, not really
influence,
supposed to
yep.
be happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things at play that will get uncovered with more research and as we play it out. But yeah, think that, and I think she mentioned it in the first meeting with her that like this has occurred before, but it's like very rare that it ever happens. Leon pegged that like the first time it would have happened would have been during the what we called originally the divergence, but he surmised was probably a convergence. The point at which the planes kind of aligned and this thing tried to maybe get through, and therefore that's when everything came spilling onto the planet, right? If you go back to that original document, that kind of talks about like Kyrosian lore. It talks about like the point at which things from other places exist. Humans were the only thing that ever existed on Kyrios until that point, when their main city, their singular Pangea of a continent, was ripped asunder.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, she is glad to help whatever she can. Yes, certainly asking those questions. Insight check from everyone. Anna, you definitely gather that she is holding information back. You can't really tell why. Tide, I think, has an understanding that if she gives too much, it might cause problems. I think like he understands that because this has to do with certain time things, if she has insights that could influence you, it could be dangerous and make whatever insight she has not insightful anymore.
Okay then. So Tide, as the captain, is going to just take that into consideration and just not do anything too much yet.
Not as good this time.
Fuck. Tried. Okay.
You're just a little too loud. You gotta go back to the whisper.
It's gotta be
Gotta go
more,
back to the
little
whisper.
quieter.
quiet.
Yeah, the whisper is for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's the whisper
Nails
is what
it.
does it.
It's nails it for
Okay.
some reason.
A little bit more quieter. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Ah,
there we go.
all right. But yeah, no. Tide's just gonna just relax a little bit. He's just gonna relax a little bit.
It's better. Cool. So anything else you guys want to do? Again, it's like 4 a.m. You can go and there's been nothing that has like let me stop it. Completely prevented you from having a long rest. If you want to go and continue, you absolutely can. While Leon goes and finishes his duties above deck.
Yeah, I'll do a rest. It'll end up being half the night anyway.
Yeah, I mean everyone can do a long rest. It's not going to be. Well, we're not going to say it like interrupted too far because you were only up for half an hour probably.
We will find a bunk for you, Trisva. You can sleep by me. Don't
nods.
mind. the
Careful,
fart
she's got
smell,
gas
that's
problems.
just Tinka. Damn.
Yeah, you all are able to go back to sleep. Again, skeleton crew above deck. Silwyn, make for me a. Actually, no. I'm gonna do it this way. It's gonna be your passive perception.
Oh no, it's not very high. only 12.
It's fine. You feel a little tickle at your feet. About the time, like maybe 2 hours later. It's really early. It's about 6 a.m. and it wakes you up.
It's tickling my feet.
Give me a perception check.
I'm looking.
It's still dark.
Oh, chow.
Ooh, chow. You look down and you see Kit, like right at the bottom of your bunk, sticking his hands underneath your sheet.
I'm gonna giggle because my feet are ticklish.
As soon as you make a sound, he pulls his hand out really quickly and looks up and runs away.
You did this because you said you have a feet thing.
And I wasn't. I didn't.
I don't think it was there for that.
Kit was not on top deck. If you pay attention, there is a grate where people can hear from the second deck.
Yes. There is a grate. Oh, great. Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
What have you done?
Oh,
man.
right, I forgot to talk
Corrupted
to
the
someone
poor
before she
boy.
Oh,
slept.
man. Why did that kid... I'm trying to go back to sleep.
Couple more hours pass. Dawn comes. The morning light rises. You guys all wake up.
I'm so tired
Right.
because my sleep was interrupted so many times. This is what parenting feels like.
Since I like sleep a halftime, I wanted to send out like a message to the Enclave as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I was writing. Yeah, it's just gonna be like simple. Requesting assistance, research the book. It's tied to the blood mages and the timeline being altered. The book is dangerous to read alone.
You get back. Understood. Would like to study both books in tandem. Would it be possible to meet at Ember Throne Embassy? And then you'll have to wait till the
And I have
next
to
day.
wait until tomorrow to
Yeah.
And then when I see someone wake up, I'm gonna pull her aside really quick.
Oh yeah, I'm making breakfast. What's up? What do you need? I
Yeah.
don't think this tea. Yeah, I need caffeine.
Okay.
What's up?
Come over here. Shh, come over here.
Okay, what's up?
Yeah. Okay.
Quiet. Yeah.
Listen, when I was trying to use my senses to sense what was under the water, I picked up you have aberration attached to you now.
Yeah, I know there's evil things on my face. You can see them. Thank you.
But it's like it's not going away though. Like it's like
Yeah, I know
permanent now.
because Ty did the bad thing. He did the stupid kind of thing. Could have cured me. He could have cured me, and he didn't. He chose a connection.
Oh, can we cure you later?
I mean, I would love to be cured, yes, but I don't think you can't tell Tinka. She'll get really upset if we do it on the boat again.
Yeah, we'll have to off the boat. Okay.
Off the boat.
Yes, off the boat.
Fine at the island.
Next time we're off the boat.
Okay, fine at the island. Okay.
Yeah, on the island.
Okay.
On the island. Yes. Okay.
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 All right. Good.
Okay, that's all.
I'm glad we agreed. Someone goes back to. I don't pay enough for this shit.
And so you try and hit her.
No.
Okay, I saw an unarmed strike come through.
No, I saw. No, I don't get paid enough for
Okay.
this shit. No strike. I'm just gonna go back to.
Okay.
All right, time to make some biscuits and gravy for everyone.
Biscuits and gravy. Yeah. Tinka, I didn't do this earlier, so I'm gonna give you 2 days worth of Viz messages, because that's how much time, or I guess technically 3 days have passed. You get a message from Viz, kind of picking up where that previous conversation left off. He says he'd searched the island. He spent an extra day, was not able to find any trace of her. It was like she disappeared.
Don't give up looking. Use your instincts. I'm sending you my love and I'm thinking about you.
Weird, but okay. He says
Yeah.
he says back, I think it may be best for me to pick up the search. With additional help, I'm gonna try and make it back to the island.
That's not a bad idea. Just, they're all beast people. So maybe you being a dragon's not that weird to them.
And that's all you get for that day. The next day, he sends, I started making my way back. I know the general direction, but all I can remember is that it was surrounded by storms. I'm not sure if I know exactly where I'm going.
Oh, crap. I'm trying to remember like landmarks, but I don't really remember.
You wouldn't. There weren't any. Remember that the way they get
Right.
in is with the meridian compass.
They get in somehow with the meridian compass. I don't really remember. Just keep looking for the storms. Try to remember how you got there.
He sends back. I'll keep searching. Stay safe. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Keep me updated.
And then that brings us to this morning, where he says, I think I must be close. The storms are raging, though even if I am close, I'm not sure I can get back. I may need to stay on an island nearby. Something like that.
Try to find shelter, stay safe, be sure you're eating, and just be cautious of you're still a little hurt. You need to be careful.
He sends
Also,
back.
Tinka, don't. In case you forgot to, I remember I told you guys that the Emerald Enclave was sending a party to help look for Vix.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know that. He says.
I think
What?
I don't know if Tinka knew that before much earlier than this.
Yeah, it probably would have been
You were
sometime.
told it.
Sometime though, in the last day or so.
Yeah, Fanning told it to you in the last like 24 hours, probably
Yeah.
24 hours ago.
Yeah. Then he says, because he has one more casting. I'll find an island nearby if I can find a way to connect with you after your return. I will.
Keep an eye out for the Emerald Enclave. Supposedly, they're getting a party together to help you find Vix.
Cool. And that's all you get. Awesome. Now we get to some fun stuff in this last half hour we have. Okay.
And by fun stuff, he means he's killing us all.
Here we go. So as the third day dawns, and the clouds overhead continue to roil, as if the dawn of the third day, as if out of nothing, you see an enormous dark figure off in the distance, rising from the mist ahead of you. It's kind of indistinguishable at first, but eventually you can make out it's an island with a peak that stretches far above into the sky. It has, as you get closer, dense jungle-like wilderness, and it surrounds the entire base of the island with some rock faces on one side, and then it stretches all the way to the shore. Give me a perception check, anyone who wants to. This is a DC 15.
Bad rolls.
Bad rolls. Okay, so Sylvan and Tinka, you two pick up that on one of the faces of the island, actually on the eastern side, what appears to be maybe the source of the mist. There's this mist that's pouring down over the island, but the peak reaches above it, almost like there's a vent that might be pouring the mist out, and then it falls heavy downward. The rest of you all by this far have noticed that you haven't been affected by this prolonged exposure to the mist, but you remember that from previously, wildlife, even maybe the bandits you encountered in the tunnel that took Silwyn, had all kind of been affected in some way. So I think by now you've all noticed that there is this radius that has kind of kept you guys safe to this far. And probably all of you have noticed that it seems to be centered on Leon. And that what mist there is kind of on the outside of it has a different hue. It's a white mist as opposed to a almost bluish hue on the mist on the outside.
It's like the mist on Leon's white or the mist on this thing's white.
Leon's mist is white, almost like whatever energy there may be in the bluish mist is dispelled from whatever mist is just inside his aura.
Okay.
No blue mist over here.
Is that stowaway lady up here?
She'll probably be on deck, yeah.
What is she doing? Like, is she looking at Leon? Is she like noticing any of this?
Actually, as you guys get closer to this, she's staring at the island, just very intently watching as you guys get closer. She hasn't spoken since you guys got up. She's just present.
So how was breakfast?
Can I insight check her?
Sure. What are you trying to surmise?
Well, feelings also now becoming a little suspicious of like, is she trying to like get this shard from us? Is this why she's been following us the whole time? So
Ooh,
she's a
okay.
little bit worried that there's a trap on the island.
Okay. 21 insight. She does not appear to have any intentions like that you can tell. In fact, what you
Okay,
see from
yeah.
her is almost a fear of this island.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's a high enough insight to gather that. She's mostly stoic.
Okay.
You really don't see a lot on her face, but you looking at her kind of catch this glimpse in her eyes that's like fearful.
Okay, okay. Well, it's good for my thoughts anyways. It's the opposite of what I was thinking. So. I guess actually I'm gonna, like, if she's fearful of the island, I'm just gonna walk up to her and ask her about it. What's her name again? Do we know her name?
Trisva.
Trisva. Trisva, is there something we need to be prepared for going onto this island?
Of course. Anything. Everything. This island is very dangerous.
What kind of dangers await though? Is it going to be fey magics and tricks? Is it just generally a lot of creatures on there, or like what types of danger?
It may be best I address you all. And at that point, she turns from looking at the island and standing exactly where she is. All of you hear in your minds her voice. And she says, "In this place, you'll find strange magic lingers. Time-worn arcane power wanders all through the island. Beware the guardians of this place. Some keep mysteries, others yearn for tranquil response, and yet there are those whose purpose is the very annihilation of all. Heed the call for caution and stand ever watchful."
All right, well, guys, what do you want? What should we do to prepare for this? It's very
Screw it, let's
obvious.
go.
What do you guys want to do?
Is there can Tide find a location to like anchor the boat that's safe, that's off the coast a little bit, whatever?
Yeah.
Whatever captain things would be
All the-
required for
the captainy
working a
things.
boat.
Yeah, between he and Kai, you guys are able to find kind of like a alcove area that doesn't seem like the water is too rough, that you're able to go and anchor in. It's also not too terribly far from shore. There's not like too many shoals or anything that are like too dangerous to navigate. So it probably takes, like, once you see this island, maybe an hour to get in. So it's still pretty early morning by the time you guys get all docked and everything. You do have a lifeboat where you can ferry people back and forth. The 7 of you are going to be able to pretty easily go in one load. You wouldn't have to have multiple groups. Everyone else is probably likely to stay on the ship, unless otherwise captained.
Is there any magics we can do to like hide the ship? Does anyone have anything like that?
Don't we have the
Not
bottle?
big enough.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tide
yeah,
Tide
the
has the
bottle.
impossible
That's
bottle.
right, we have the bottle.
Yeah, but we can't put living things in the bottle, though,
You can.
we?
No, I
Yeah,
thought we
you
could.
can. Yeah, it basically becomes like a livable space for a period of time. It's as long as willing creatures want to go in, they can. It's like a safe space. The one thing you can't do is put that bottle inside your bag, or else it will create a gate between
Right.
the astral plane and destroy everything inside. So it would kill everybody.
Yeah, just a little
Okay.
doomsday device. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. So I mean, if we want to do that, I didn't think you could put living beings in the
Yeah,
bottle.
living
I
beings
thought
can
that was
absolutely go inside. Yeah, it's like the closest thing to a pocket dimension with livable space. Plenty of air that they could survive for multiple days. Yeah, it's
Without access to a 5th level spell. Yeah.
So
It's like a little Mordekaiser's
you know-
mansion. thing.
exactly. But
yeah,
a boat.
it's like a mansion. So I'll just like kind of look to some of the crew and the things that stay behind. Just if this island is this dangerous, and you're sitting in a boat on the shore, you're sitting ducks, so it might be safe for you to be protected.
I think they'll all look to Tide for certain direction, but I think Augustus will pipe up and say, like, that's true. We also somewhat have a task of bringing back what we can, and so it's possible we could use our time while you're trying to track whatever you can. We could use our time scavenging and trying to find materials we can take back. Just an alternative option.
Hmm.
Yeah, that looks
That
good
is a
too.
good
It's
point
up to
as
you,
well.
Tide. Yeah, it's a good point. I want to make sure that they don't get hurt. Like there are kids on the boat, so.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more concerned about their
Uh,
safety, to be honest.
Tide's gonna look at the drow lady, and he's gonna say, like, is the danger here just on the island, or like would it be safe for our crew to do some scavenging in the area?
You will know when you see.
Hopeful. Doesn't answer the question.
That
Hmm.
We
cryptic.
kind of need to know now in order to plan ahead.
What did
Like,
she say?
I guess we could go. She
You
said,
will
"You'll
know
know
when
when
you
you
see."
see."
What are you looking
Sounds
at?
like there's like pockets of arcana.
You're
We're
look
looking at the
like
island.
looking at the island. You don't see any immediate danger.
Yeah, I think Tide would interpret that to mean that the crew, if they proceed cautiously, should be generally safe because anything overly dangerous will be obvious.
Perhaps.
Um,
Make an insight check for me, or perception. Let's do perception. Tide specifically. Okay. Yeah, you see, because this mist is being vented from one area and it's kind of flowing, that there's also an area that's basically clear of it. So if they decided to stay, they could probably hike to where it's clear and be basically out of danger, aside from anything that would be like naturally harmful. So like jungle creatures or anything like that happens to live there. Not like overly dangerous stuff that's living in the mist, because it would be outside of the mist. So that would be one option, and that's something he would probably surmise, just kind of looking at this island and seeing where this mist is pouring from. It hasn't completely engulfed the island. There are places where it seems to be more dangerous. Probably where you guys will be trekking would be right through the heart of it.
So if they stay away from the mist, then they'll be
Should be
safe.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I guess, and I think Tide will kind of turn to the group and he'll say, the what, the Fern Gullions or whatever their name is.
Sure.
They entrusted us this ship. Part of it was so that we could bring commerce back to them. I think it'd be safe enough just to let these our crew kind of stay on the island where it looks like it should be safe. They can be very cautious if it looks like things aren't going to be safe. They can retreat, and maybe while they're here they can find some supplies that we can take back and sell.
Are we leaving the bottle with them so they can retreat into it if it's dangerous?
So one
But we
person
won't
would
be
have
able
to
to find the
stay
bottle.
out. Like someone would have to carry it, right? So like they could have everybody inside except for whoever is going to be responsible for it. Otherwise, it's kind of like all or nothing.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess we could, if that's deemed to be the safer play, I suppose we could do that. I guess.
What if we left the bottle for the kids as a safety precaution in case something happens, and at least the kids can hide?
Yeah.
Like the adults let them fight, but like the kids, if there's a bottle on the ship here, we check it to make sure that the kids are in it or not. If all hell breaks loose while we're gone.
So the ship will go in the bottle, right? It's like
Kids.
yeah. So
Okay, so we
anybody
can't,
on the
like,
ship,
put just people in it.
right? Yeah, it's specifically designed to encapsulate the whole ship.
It's a tough one because then that bottle could be found by anybody. And it's not really
Correct.
meant.
That's why you said someone
Yeah.
has to stay out, right?
Maybe don't use the bottle. I feel like that's going to be like a real. Like, what if the other people get a hold of the bottle? What if the bottle ends up in the ocean? Like, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think judging by what sort of perception Tide had, he doesn't view it as that there's going to be too much of a danger to them, and he doesn't think that they really need it. So I think if the decision is going to come to Tide, I think he's going to say to not leave the bottle.
Yeah, he keeps that bottle. They'll be fine.
Famous last words.
I have no input.
Listen, this lady is just so ominous in her wording. I'm just a little bit worried about the people that we're leaving behind. But I guess if we have the rule, don't go near the fog or whatever, the mist. Like the crew, you guys don't go near the mist, and then you should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, the other option is we legitimately just take the boat with us in the bottle, and we take them all with us, right? Like
Right,
that's the other
right.
option.
Well, no, we promised commerce, so they should do their scavenging because we made a promise.
I mean,
right?
the option is leave the kids on the boat, give it to the adult animals as they're doing their scavenging, and we go and do what we need to do.
Right.
Yeah, they could just put the boat in the bottle while they're scavenging, and that's them taking care of the kids, and then they pop back out at night, like when they are loading everything onto the ship. So, are you thinking like?
Yeah, something like that.
They're just
Yeah,
gonna roam
yeah.
around the ship with no supervision? They're gonna eat all of the
Well, there's like Pick
So
and
when we will
Augustus
find
and
enough food,
the other
it's
otter
fine.
people.
You don't know that, but whatever. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, you can always leave like an adult on the boat with them, but we'll find other food. I'm sure we'll find food on the island. It'll be fine.
You know, we didn't have to just make it here. We have to make it back after, right?
So
I've learned a
then
lot about
how
rations
much
and food.
bread? How much bread are you hiding in your pockets right now?
Like none. She turns out her pockets to show she has indeed not been stealing the bread.
Okay.
She's making it now.
Okay, we'll be fine. We'll fish. We'll find food. Don't worry.
All right. Those are. We'll see. We'll see.
Listen,
Someone
Tide
does
can
her
also
best.
make us food. If we find any berries on this island, Tide can make us good berries food.
Someone does her best Tarissa impression. We will see.
Someone give me a history check.
The
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Oh, Tinka's better.
I think a combination of things. Her words And what you remember from last time is going to be a little insight for you here. Her word saying you'll find strange magic lingers, time-worn arcane powers. And then also, last time you left was a month. And it was a day to you guys. You remember you brought
Yeah, I did catch
14
that when
days
she
of
said that.
rations.
Really fast. You know, there's time dilation going on here.
Oh, and
Right.
she did give us an ominous thing about the people we left behind or something too, didn't she?
Uh-huh. So,
Did we
Yeah.
leave
It's
people
up to you.
behind?
They have to come with us.
Into the bottle they go.
Into the
Oh,
bottle they
the
go
ship?
indeed.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Last
Otherwise,
time we
time
left,
dilation, they're fucked. They're all
Yeah.
going
last
into
time
the
we
ship and
left
they're coming
somebody
with us.
outside. We came out and they were.
And
off
Grant
to
was
war.
enlisted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
that's why I was.
enlisted.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot about the time dilation thing. They come with
Right,
us. Yeah, they
right.
gotta come with us. Yeah.
So the time thing is happening just in the mist and not just on the island.
Well, you don't know. You haven't really discovered the exact source of that. You just know it happened
Okay.
from the time you went into the obelisk and came out. So you're not really entirely sure where it happens.
But she did give us some warning about. I thought the whole island maybe was like a time issue, but no, you're right. Because in the mist, and everyone could be dead on the boat by the time we get back.
Not even the
Just
same
bones.
boat we left in the first place.
She's just rotted
yeah, the
wood.
kids have grandkids. Like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
And they
An
won't
island
even
of
remember
cannibals.
Who their,
It becomes the forest.
yeah, who their mama gnome is over here.
Mama Gnome pissed off.
So
Mama, no.
let's do this then, and then we'll make it back to the shore. We'll do a week where we help scavenge or something to bring stuff back. At least then we're fulfilling our word. We'll do that after at the end.
Sure.
Cool. So you guys place all the NPCs in the bottle, and everyone goes willingly, except for Trisva, who decides to stay out. And she says, it may be best I stay behind, but I will not enter in the space with you. I will be fine. And then dissipates into mist.
Right.
Because that's what she does.
Leon will hold up a potato and be like, "You sure you didn't want to take this with you?"
She gone.
Someone jumps up to look around. Where'd she go?
Give me a perception check.
Yes. She can't
DC
walk too
18.
far. Oh.
No.
Oh.
That one not gonna do it.
I got distracted by
Yeah.
a dolphin. A dolphin, look.
It's just
Also,
bones.
in that Discord, you need to make this like a boss that someone has to fight, maybe in her dreams.
Demon dolphin.
Demon dolphin.
Oh my
Um,
god, the book's possessed by a demon dolphin. Incredible.
Say that's the keeper of the book right there.
Oh yes.
The book's demon was a dolphin this whole time.
You wanted to know what the other blood mage looked like. Okay.
They are the second most intelligent species on this planet.
Okay, so you guys are able to successfully bring the ship into the bottle. Tide has the bottle. We'll just need to remember that. It cannot go in Leon's bag, but he has it in his own pouch. And then you guys head off into the forest. As you walk, the mist that surrounds you guys, it stays that white mist and kind of dispersed out. Though, as you're on the island, it doesn't quite stay at that 65-foot radius. Instead, it kind of comes in to about 20 feet. And then the mist kind of surrounding it does stay white. So it seems like there's something still happening. The dispersion is enough to keep your tight-knit group well accounted for. But it does still kind of encroach, the mist does. Let's put you guys on a map. How's that sound?
Ooh.
New map.
Ooh, map.
Map. Actually, I don't think that's the right
Also,
map.
are we still level 4? Because I
Yes.
don't remember.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
This is actually the right map. Could actually put you guys there. you venture for a few hours into the woods. Faylene, I'm counting this as part of your natural explorer feat. Because it technically, though it's jungle, there isn't a distinction between jungle and forest. So there's no getting lost, anything like that. You see from the shore the rock face. And in the rock face, like even from the shore, you notice something kind of strange, that the mist is somewhat coming from that area. And so you know that that's where you're supposed to go. So with your feet, you're able to get there. It doesn't take super, super long. Just a few hours of like hiking. You're able to go at a reasonable pace. You're able to be relatively stealthy until you're, I don't know, there's probably like half a mile from where the cliff face is. And as you guys enter kind of this newish territory.
Also, just for Soen, my feet also gives us, we find twice as much food while we're foraging while we're hiking.
There you go.
Ooh.
You also...
You're so good at this.
So good.
So good.
I gotta go back and find it myself. So you can only get lost by magical means. The mist here isn't like getting lost mist, right? It has a different purpose, so it's not going to be one of those things. Give me a feeling. This is for you specifically. Give me a perception check as you're kind of leading the party through. 11. I'll go with your passive here because it's higher, right? Passive's 13. You notice, kind of as you get to this area, some tracks. They're larger tracks and familiar tracks, but they're very large tracks. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I get my proficiency bonus is doubled for these. So whatever that is, what is
Plus
is
2.
That plus 4?
Yeah,
plus
so
2?
plus 4.
Okay,
So
so
double your
it's only
bonus would
like-
be plus 4.
yeah.
So 9. So this is... I'm going to give you information based on your feet here. You track, because I'm going to consider this tracking, right? Through your investigation, it's really hard to surmise some details. A little bit of it's obscured here. There are wolves that have been coming through this area, and the tracks here are kind of muddled through a bunch of different things. You see old tracks. You also, though, see some newer tracks. With your investigation, you can't tell exactly how new they are. I know the feat says how long ago they were in the area, so I'll give you a generalized sometime within the last 2 to 3 hours. You know that there are at least 3 of them. And the size of these things, they are monstrous. These are not normal sized wolves, maybe twice the size or bigger.
Okay. Guys, it looks like there's maybe like 3 wolves in this area. And I think they've been changed by the mist. You know how the mist made those spiders really big? I think we're dealing with 3 big wolves in the area. And the spiders, I think, were really angry, right? Like their personality changed, so the wolves could be even worse.
Oh yeah, let's avoid those if we can.
We can technically move stealthily as a group at a normal pace instead of double the pace.
Correct.
So on stealth with my skill, we're moving double the pace. But
Right.
We could all roll stealth, move stealthily, and move at a normal pace.
Let's stealth it up.
Stealth it up for me.
Oh.
We're all on
God,
stealth
rolls
checks?
are horrible.
Okay.
Stealth checks.
Yes, runs are stealth
Um,
checks.
I
I'm-
have
I'm-
disadvantage.
You
Okay,
do
I
have
have one.
disadvantage.
I have one. I have one thing of Bardic Inspo. You guys, I think some of you guys have Bardic Inspo. You might want to use it. I'm gonna
Oh,
roll my
I still
D6.
haven't used my Bardic
I'm rolling a
Inspo.
D6 for that Bardic Inspiration. There we go, an 11.
Oh,
That's
am I
all.
supposed to? Sorry,
Yeah,
here. Let
roll your
me.
D6 for it.
Okay, so mine would be a 14 now. Oh God.
Tide being loud as
Mm.
hell.
Leon, you had Bardic Inspo, I'm pretty sure.
No, that was that was
Yeah,
Ty
Tide.
that was.
That's fine. It's a
rocking.
1.
Yeah.
As a group, though, you didn't do terrible. So you guys start making your way. As a group, you're pretty good. It takes you some time, right? You're moving at a normal pace, stealthily, certainly. But you're also intentionally being cautious through this area because there are strange creatures about. As you're walking through, give me perception checks from anybody who's like intentionally, if you think your character would be like looking around as you're stealthing through, perception checks. Absolutely, Faline would be.
Yeah. Oh, big rolls.
Okay.
Definitely looking around, but never looking around well.
But always just kind of like stargazing. Leon, you're the only one who catches this. As you're looking around, off in the woods, quite a ways, you see some movement. And then more movement. And then more movement. And then it's gone.
All right, Leon's gonna just like quietly, just like, hey everyone, I saw something moving up there. Just be very cautious. He's gonna kind of point general direction.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Everybody, another roll of stealth checks for me.
Oh. Consistent force. Everyone did great this time overall, I feel like.
Yeah, pretty good.
I did better this
Yeah,
time.
as a team, you guys are all plugging away pretty well. You continue on, making your way. It's not terrible terrain. You don't have to move yourself on this map.
I was having fun doing it.
Okay.
Making my
fine.
way downtown, walking fast paces,
Yeah.
fast up.
This is more just to indicate
This
that.
is the ADHD.
Right.
This is the ADHD.
You eventually pick up what appears to be kind of a trail almost. It's no longer just like dense wood, and that's hence the map here. Eventually, though, it does kind of come to, you're about half the way to this cliff face, and what appears to be more carving, stoned kind of something. I'll show you what you're looking at here. Stoned.
Don't?
Stoned.
Damn.
Yeah, here we go. This is the right one.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh.
You begin to
Ooh.
see this. It's weird because it shouldn't be in this landscape. Not like what you're seeing. But you see kind of amidst this mountain, this towering mountain, kind of in the heart of it, a giant structure rising. And the architecture of it is not exactly normal to what you've seen before. It's a little bit elvish in nature, but it's very uniquely its own craftsmanship. It's elegant in a lot of the carving and design. The lines moving through are very well crafted. And you see the exterior walls range well over 150 feet tall. There's a large doorway that stands at the furthest edge that you can see, and it's about 50 feet high. Even just judging from here, it has to be at least that tall. And then 2 large towers, kind of standing from behind where the doorway gate is. One large, kind of squared, and then one more rounded. The nature, as you're in this area, though, starts to be a little bit of a blend. You see these jungle-like trees, the more forested trees, and then some flora that you're not familiar with. Faylene, you may be the only one who is kind of familiar with some of this stuff because you've seen similar flora, not exactly the same, but in some of the other areas that you've traversed. Not on Sarsia, but in Ilpathia. Then you also see these curious, large crystalline formations that rise from the ground. Some of them rising even through stone on either side of the walk. And they stand 20 to 30 feet tall in clusters. Faylene and Anna. Faylene, you can make a history check. Anna, you can make an arcana check.
Are those hexagonal shapes?
They
That
are.
fully
God, that's
tracks.
horrible.
Oof.
Fully
Would
tracked.
would Himothy's background from Ilpathia give him any insight into this?
Because of the origin of this, probably not. You were very secluded in Tarios. So what you would know would be more familial, right? This is something that's like unique to where Faylene has traveled through various parts of that continent.
Fair enough.
Same with Scylla, even though her family is from the continent. It's not unique to the continent. It's unique to something that's in Phalene's background. But you can't exactly place what it is. Flora here just
They
seems...
look like the Giant's Walk, the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, the basalt columns that are from volcanic fissures that are like perfect hexagonal uniform shape. It's fucking bizarre. So,
Love it.
Sorry, just commentary. That's what I think
So-
they look like
so bizarre.
exactly.
How bizarre. Roll for me another stealth check.
Fuck.
Fayling's just gonna be like,
Come on.
I
Oh,
feel
then
like
worse.
this looks familiar,
Minus.
everyone, but I can't pull it out of my mind.
Mm.
It looks elvish.
So
I
as
have
you
nothing.
guys are making your way through, you're getting close, much closer to the entry. Faylene, you hear it first. Growling.
I hold up my hand, get everyone to stop moving.
SWAT freeze.
SWAT freeze. Is the growling on like the other side of the door? Does it sound like?
The growling is before you guys even reach. 3 large wolves
Oh God.
step out into the track.
Come back.
They're so cute.
We're going to end this session
We're gonna roll for initiative next time.
with
Can I pet
Neri.
one?
Do you still think they're cute? These are vicious.
Yes.
Oh, that one's
They-
already got a
they
nice little
have-
scar on
Don't
its
pet it,
face.
Anna.
Look at
They
that.
have glowing red eyes. They are drooling.
Oh.
They look like they are
Do you
hungry.
think they're reasonable?
They look
wolves?
like they have rabies.
They
Don't
do
pet
You
look
could
them.
ask them if they know where the
Like, gotta have
dolphins are,
conversation
Dylan.
with them?
Hey, my cat drools
Oh
all
my
the time.
God,
It
yes,
just means
try
he's happy
talking
to
to them.
see me.
I want to
Like,
talk to him.
You should actually try talking to them. We've never
I
talked to a
should.
creature that was being controlled by the mist before.
True.
Yeah, I kind
Oh,
of want to talk
yeah.
to it.
That might be interesting. We should do that
Be
next
fun
session.
for next session. We will pick up with we'll let you talk before we roll addition. See what happens.
Okay, let's see. Why
Yeah,
can't they
yeah,
stick my
that'll
foot in
be
my mouth
fun.
and insult the wolves? You guys always been the smaller. You guys the runts of your litter.
Oh God damn it!
That's actually really good vicious
Save that
mockery.
for your cutting words.
This
or
guy
whatever.
isn't actually the appropriate size. That's more like it. He a big boy.
Ooh.
Oh
Good.
shit.
God.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
the
we go. Now
middle
we know
one
who
is
the big dog
is quite a bit bigger than the other two.
All right, now we know who the alpha is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very easily you pick out the
Yeah.
alpha as the one who's like a gray wolf. And there are these 3 different flavors, if you will, like a blacked out wolf, and then a white winter wolf, and then this typical
Ghost.
gray wolf.
Jon Snow's wolf.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Snow.
You know nothing.
Jon Snow. I don't want it. She's my queen.
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
I don't
No,
want
now
it.
he tends.
So what is this, like the first combat and we're gonna have in like the last 3 or 4
I know.
sessions we've done?
Yeah,
That's
I bet-
exactly how it
but-
goes.
With my
That's
power.
exactly how
I'll
it
be
goes.
honest though, like I'm just pleased that the RP goes places and it's not like all combat all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, no, same.
Yeah,
Like you guys do
I
such a
do like
great
that.
job
There's
with
RP.
with like RPing with each other and NPCs and stuff. That's like, if I don't have to run combat every freaking session, it's fantastic. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah. Usually when I DM, I go in and tell people we do 1 combat session, 1 non-combat session. So be prepared for non-combat sessions because the RP is more fun. You know.
Oh yeah,
And it's so much work to have control like 7 different character sheets and fucking
it
battle as a
is.
DM. I'm just gonna say it's a lot of effort.
it is. It
It's a lot
absolutely
of
is.
work to roll for another one person while someone's here, let alone an entire other side of everything. I
Right.
can't imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
a lot.
It is a nightmare.
It's a good time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This was a
It
great
was another
time.
great
Yeah.
session. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the session.
For sure.
Can't wait to battle or
So
fight
excited
these
to see where this all goes.
these doges. Yeah.
Also,
Mhm.
Joey, if Silwyn destroys this castle before we get to explore it,
Mm,
Silwyn's
Don't
getting
have
kicked
plans.
out, okay? I'm just saying it right now, all right?
Be a
And
little
thrown to
upsetting.
the fishes.
Yeah.
She
She'll be
will-
meeting
Baby
them
John's
dolphins.
She will be a
She will
dolphin.
meet the dolphins.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
Actually,
she's not
Leon wouldn't do
intending-
that to her, I guess,
not in-
probably.
Well,
He just let
I
Tinka do
mean,
it, I guess.
oh,
I don't know.
That's what
the
Leon does to
aliens-
people who pledge their lives to him. He feeds them to the fishes. I don't think his god is gonna look too kindly
I
on
haven't
that.
pledged nothing to Leon yet. Come now.
Well, if as long as you have aberration in you, and if everyone's kicking you out, I'm gonna be dragging you to the Emerald Enclave either way. So.
we have to
Yes,
study her.
that
They're gonna do to you what the mages did to Vix, like just put you on a table, drive spikes through your hands.
No, try to fix her.
Project for the
Fix her.
You don't know what the Enclave is like in this timeline. They could be terrible.
Yeah, that's
That's what I've been. Yeah.
To be honest, they're not really that great to begin with anyway. They do go around and correct mistakes. So whatever that means.
That means murdering a lot of things.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Okay.
And that's what Failing has done a lot of. So.
She's
Right.
an assassin in an assassin's guild?
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
She is.
Kinda. Yeah.
She has more roguelike tendencies than she does ranger-like tendencies, if that gives you any
That's
indication.
what I've been noticing.
Yeah.
I've been very surprised when she's all
Yeah.
rangery. I'm like, oh yeah, you do that because you're not a rogue.
Right. Her character build is like perfectly suited as this like, yeah, I'm a rogue. No, I'm kidding, I'm a ranger. I'm a rogue. let me stealth places
No.
and pick these locks, and then now I'm gonna shoot from afar, but also
God, it's like if Aragorn had like a sneaky deviant side.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Makes
All right.
sense.
Well, I'm
Good
a
session,
dip, but,
guys.
Thank you,
good session
everyone.
once again,
Have a
everyone.
great
Session.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
See you,
Bye.
See you guys
again.
next time.
When's our next one?
See you.
2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye. Chat, it's been a pleasure as always. Do this again in a couple weeks where we pick up with this wolf encounter. The wolves will have their way if I have any say in it. Till next time, we'll see you.